Poison Ivy get me freaky. Do we not look the same? She say,
I want to wish all the kids a Merry Christmas.
if I could beat these fools in hand-to-hand combat. This one is LeBron James, but as a fetus. I can't stand this game, dude. Wow, that was much better than the first time. Much better. That's when it's all tomato is right. Swallow it whole or make sweet, passionate love to it behind Arby's. Who wrote that? Mods banned this guy who wrote the Arby's one. Oh!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What up, gamers? Me and some orange chicken. I know that's not really Japanese, but we're back. We are back. What's going on? How are we feeling? Let me see if I can share the screen. I'll share this for now in the stage. What's good, homies? I see Nick's in the audience. Stream is live. Anyone know how the stage works? Does he have to raise his hand or something so I can get him to talk too? How do I make that happen? Does that work? What up, everybody? How we been? Chili Willie in the chat just said General Tso's chicken. Don't tell him I stole it though. Oh. Yeah, I really want to. I have no idea how to work this. I feel like I should be better about this.
Does he have to? Nick, if you let me see if you can hear me. How's everybody doing? What have we been up to? What have we been up to? The drought has ended, says Slays. What up, Baileys? What up, Soren? What up, Badonka Duck? Zoe. Everybody, how are we feeling? Soren just said just worked a 10-hour shift. Goodness gracious. That's wild bananas. That is absolutely wild bananas. Can I pull my face up too? Sick. Fricks, you said you re-upped your WoW sub in my absence. What have I done to you? I don't know. I'm so sorry, my homie. About to drive to Boston in a couple days, says Zoe. Let's go. And my camera won't start. I'm trying to get Nick, who I went with on the trip. He's in the stage right now. Does he have to raise? Do you have to raise your hand to? Yeah, Nick, if you can hear me, click request to speak. And I should be able to get you in. Let me give him a call. It's not technical. This isn't a Cornborn stream without technical difficulties. Chili Willie said clocking out of the poop factory just to clock into the slop shop is so goated. That's how we do it. Let me give him a ring. Because we got to hear from Nick, too. I literally have no idea how this works. What? Ugh. Yo, can you hear me on the Discord? You can't hear me. That sucks. It says my mic is working. Oh, wait, I see. Does that sound better? How about that? Bruh. I'm trying to think of the best way to go about this. SMH. Yeah, but I don't know if it's because I'm streaming too. I changed the input. It says that it's working. I don't know. So odd. Butts. Check. Yeah, but then there's a stream delay though. That's the problem. I know. I'm trying to think about how I want to do this. Sorry, I probably should have been more proactive about this. I have no idea what I'm doing, as everybody knows. Soren said, I got YouTube Premium so I can watch YouTube and be on Discord at the same time. Let's go. So goated, dude. What up, Maddie? How we feeling? How we been? Honestly, if I have to do it and I got to kill this stage thing and just call you, that's all we got to do. Well, I'm saying on Discord because then it should come through the audio. Yeah, I know. I'll just end it and I'll just make an announcement because I have no idea what I'm doing. Everyone knows that. Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to end that. Okay, well, we tried. Let me see. Sorry, everybody. As we know, I never have any idea what I'm doing. What's your Discord username again?
All lowercase, B-E-E, or B.
Did you add me as a friend? Ooh. $7 dono from Carson saying, hope everyone's had a great week off the stream. Nice to see everyone back here. Thanks, my homie. I'm just Cornelius Bornelius, dog. I think I added you.
Oh yeah, there it is. Accept.
Sick.
Okay, I've accepted it.
Okay, let me try this.
Wait, should I go to your Twitch?
No, it's on YouTube. I'm just gonna share my screen with you so you can see the PowerPoint.
Okay.
Can you hear me now? Here, wait, pick up the call. And then, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right, let's go. All right, we're so up. What up, everybody? How we doing? It only took a million years. Hey, everybody, I want to welcome Nick Manley, the absolute GOAT himself, who was the one who allowed me to go on this trip with him. Genuinely the greatest experience of my life.
So fucking sick.
So sick. So incredibly sick. Nick, if you want to say hi, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's Nick. How vulgar am I allowed to get on this channel?
We'll keep it about PG-13. How about that?
PG-13. Okay, I'm a little bit retarded, but in a good way.
No boy.
All right, how do I see your screen? How do I see your screen?
All right, I'm gonna share it with you real quick.
All right.
Okay, let me share. Should be able to see this.
Oh yeah, there we go. I
Okay,
see it now.
sick. I'm gonna minimize that. Hey everybody, let's get started. This is gonna be a long one. Everybody, thanks for popping in real quick. It's been dope. We've been gone for, how long were we gone for? Like 11 days, 10, 11 days?
Yeah, we left on the, what was it, the 22nd
Yes.
of April?
Yes, we flew out on the 22nd of April, and I landed at 10 p.m. on May 2nd, and then you landed at 6 a.m. May 3rd, correct?
Correct.
God, that's whack. Well, you'll have to talk about the layover, because I haven't even heard that much about it from you.
It was completely out of bounds.
Someone asked if Nick is the man with the broken heart. Because I explained why I went on the trip before I left.
Oh, yeah. I can't see the chat, so. But yeah, no, so.
That's fair. I'll just read the chat to you.
Initially, yeah, I am the man with the broken heart. Initially, I booked this trip with my ex-girlfriend. It was supposed to be a Christmas present for her because we talked about going, and then I got dumped February 28th. And she was just, we talked about the trip. I mean, it was a mature breakup and everything, no hard feelings toward her. But we talked about this trip, obviously, because it was something that was coming up. And I asked, well, obviously I bought the plane ticket, but she paid her share of the train ticket, the Airbnb and everything. And I was like, do you want reimbursed for that? She was like, no, it's fine. Just keep it. Because initially I told her, I was like, oh, I'll probably invite my sister, and then my sister was like, oh, I can't go. And then lo and behold, Cornborn ended up coming up on the trip with me.
Correct.
So
correct, dude.
Yeah,
lots and lots of fun. Had a great time. I'm gonna catch up on chat real quick before we get started. I do see there was a lot of gifts, a lot of gifted memberships. Want to shout those out before we even get started. Let's see. I see we got El Nombre renewed his membership for 3 months. Let's go. Shout out. You know what? I think that deserves a fart with reverb. I don't know if that came through for you, Nick, but Soren renewed his membership for 3 months. That's a fart with reverb. Shout out. Connor's back in the chat. Hurent, his name's also Connor. He said, what up, boys? Carson renewed his membership for 1 month. $7 dono from Carson as well, saying, hope everyone had a great week off. The stream's nice to see everyone back. Love to see everybody back in the field, dude. This is it's nice to be back. Nick, is this your first Cornborn stream or no?
it is my first Cornborn stream.
And as a guest. Wow. How beautiful.
Who
Love it.
saw that coming?
Owen de Wombat popping in, member for 1 month, saying, Womper from Kurgerbing. Let's go, dude. That's we got to tell the story about how we were watching that video about in China about at the top of the stairway to heaven what they have, because that was crazy. Yeah, Connor Hurent renewed his membership for 3 months. He asked if you were the man with a broken heart. That is correct. And the West renewed his membership for 3 months, saying dope is dope, dude. We are so back. We are so excited, dude. Let's get started talking about why Japan is dope. So first things first, I just want to say I personally probably couldn't have made the trip as exciting as I did without you guys. Everyone who watches the videos, everyone who donates, anyone who's a member of the channel. Full transparency, I got my fattest YouTube check of all time the day before I left. So that was so incredibly helpful that like I didn't have to spend my like actual job money, and like the entire time there was all just because I do what I do here and because you guys show up and because you guys support. So I hope you know how much I appreciate that. Absolutely means the world to me. It was so incredibly helpful. So thank you. I love you guys so much. You are absolute goats. Thank you. And on the next page, if you haven't considered becoming a member today, consider it. The goal I have for the end of this week is I will be doing the members only exclusive video. You get custom emojis in the chat, loyalty badges. As you can see, there's the welcome badge is an actual wiener dog as a corn dog. The month one is Ed Sheeran in the shower. Second one is I'm gonna eat 52 corn dogs today, and I don't even know what the one after that is. Flash Pass, you get 24-hour access early to all my videos. You get shouted out at the end of every video. You get to join the exclusive Discord. We get the members only streams, which would normally be today, but I was like, honestly, I thought about it and I was like, if I do the members only stream, I'm just going to talk about Japan the whole time. So might as well just make this, the Japan stream, and then tomorrow we'll do the members. But, and then, yeah, the exclusive video. So I see a couple gifts I want to shout out. Hurent Connor gifted out 1 Cornborn membership. Got out to Badonkadonk. Let's go. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving out that Memby. Maddie with the $7 dono saying fart with reverb. Let's cook it. Yeah, that's how it's done, baby. Soren with the gifted membership going out to Slayas, dude. Let's go. I'm stoked. Chili Willie saying, currently watching the stream while ripping the e-bike going 50 down Michigan Ave. Let's go. I think you just need to tape it to the front of your helmet. So let's go. Thank you to all the members. Again, seriously, like the check, the fat old check I collected from YouTube, like made like the amount of activities I did, the amount of things I bought possible. It was yeah. So I'm very lucky. I'm very gracious to be in the position that I am. So thank you very much. Let's get started. So as we know, so what day was that, Nick? That was the 22nd, correct?
Yeah, day 0.
So Nick, Nick stayed up all night long before getting onto the flight. So you live, not to dox you, but I'm not going to dox you, but
a good hour and a half away from the airport.
Yes, from there. I mean, everyone knows I live in Indianapolis. Not a big deal, but
okay.
But yeah, it's a good hour and a half away. So this man stayed up all night long and then got in his car and drove to my house and got there at 4:30 in the morning. And I woke up at 4:15 on the dot to a text saying I'm outside. So that was pretty sweet. Katie, being the goat that she is, threw us in the whip, Uber taxi style, and took us to the airport. We probably got there at like what, 5? Because our flight was at what, 7, 8 or something like that.
No, I think it was at like 9, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, then why do we... Well, I mean, it was an international flight, so we just wanted to be more safe than sorry. But with that time to kill, I'll tell you what, we showed up and we tore that airport bar down. You went, like, at the Indy airport alone, we each had, what, 4 old fashions? And, like, they were probably with 2 or 3 shots each. Like, I'm saying, like, I was low-key... I'm going to fart with reverb. Low-key a little schwasty getting onto that flight. I don't know about you. I mean, I know about you.
I felt great. Yeah, I felt great.
I felt great. Carson in the chat popping in saying, ain't that a firefighter volunteer shirt? That is correct. Nick is a volunteer firefighter in his town. So let's give a salute to our public service workers. He's a goat. So yeah, we were drinking it up at the airport. I'll say that. Yeah, Owen even popped in and said, "Shout out Nick, saving lives in his spare time." Apparently, yeah. That's what he do. Is there anything else you'd like to comment on about the Indy airport before I move on to the next slide?
No, I mean it was pretty uneventful. I mean, other than just getting hammered at 7 in the morning.
Yeah,
I think the more interesting airport was definitely O'Hare.
Oh yeah, that one was definitely O'Hare. that was an interesting time. But yeah, the Indy airport was good. We threw him back, and then we got on a flight from Indy to Chicago, and Chicago was where we flew out to Narita. So When we landed in Chicago, the first thing we did was we ate Chili's at 9 o'clock in the morning, like some true red-blooded patriots. We had to do it. Like, you know, we this was the last meal before we decided to go overseas for a long time. So we figured that what better way to do it than smacking Chili's at 9 in the morning. So as you could tell, I had a couple drinks there, and then afterwards at the airport bar. But we'll get to that. But had a big, beautiful burger, and then he was smacking on some old fashions. We were inches away from getting the triple dipper, but we weren't sure if that would be considered domestic terrorism if we dookied our shorts on the flight. So that was the reason against that. But I thought the Chili's was pretty good. What did you think?
It was just what I needed at that hour.
Honestly, yeah, I never got that schwasty that early in the morning, and also ate that much like American off food beforehand. So,
and then also shout out Connor, because he not only did he pay for my drinks in Indy, he paid for my Chili's and my drinks in Chicago.
Yeah, well, you know, I got to pay back the favor. You know, obviously, just for as much as I could because of the obvious position that I was in because of you. So yeah, I had to run up the drinks. In full transparency, I think I should put my lessons that I learned at the end from this trip. One of the lessons is just avoid the airport bar. Like, just get drunk before you get there, because like, wowsies, was that bill a check?
What a scam.
Yeah, are you kidding? I think we each got like 3 drinks, so maybe 6 total. I think the first check I got was like $180. I'm not even kidding. Crazy for 6 drinks. So I don't know. I felt great though, and you know what? It was like it was a part of expense of the trip, part of the experience. So it was delicious. Carson popped in the chat, said, "Bro, I legit got cut off on long plane rides more times than I can count. Let's go." You got on the plane and they said, "We're donezo." So let's see. Owen the Wombat popped in the chat, said early morning flights should come with a 2-drink minimum voucher. I completely agree with that. I completely agree, especially after spending that much money on drinks. Like, I think it should be included. Well, I will say though that I don't know, did ANA have complimentary drinks? Because United did on the way back.
I don't think we asked.
That's a good point, because I will get to that point of why I didn't drink on the plane. But after this, we did go to the airport bar at O'Hare, and then this dude, he was what? Wasn't he, where was he from? New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this bartender from New Zealand, he's there, he's pouring us drinks, we're chatting it up with him. He goes crazy, he talks us into drinking way more than we should, and then we eventually, this part still makes me laugh, is that we couldn't find our gate, and then eventually we did find the gate, and normally, like, it's the future, right? So you look up and you look at the TV screens, you're trying to find which flight users, and we go to ours, and it's literally, like, written on a whiteboard with, like, a dry erase marker that's running out of ink. Like, it's, like, flight at 11:30, like, just written on the whiteboard, and we were like, all right, I guess that's the way to go. So made it to the gate, popped on. I scanned my ticket, and for some reason it didn't work, so they made me print it out. It had a different seat number on it than the one that we picked. So I ended up with a pretty good seat where I was actually in a window seat. And then thankfully there was no dude in between me and the aisle seat. So I had the middle seat, and this was probably like a 5'1", like 100-pound Asian man. So like I had the ability to like stretch my legs out and lay up against the window. It was pretty nice. But for me, at least, I'll talk on my experience about the flight there, and then Nick, I'll let you touch on yours. But for me, like I said, it was pretty decent. Like I said, empty middle seat, and the food on the ANA, oh my God, I will never go. Like, I honestly, like, I wish ANA flew domestic, because of the food that they had was so incredibly good. And I want you to touch on like your experience back too, just about this. But
oh yeah.
So on the way there, I watched Ready Player One. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know, like, when you hit that, if you, especially on a 13-hour flight, like, I got to the point where, like, I had the screen off and I had no headphones in, and I was just, like, staring at the wall for, like, an hour or two. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just because I was just so out of it, just so ready to get there. But did a lot of that, played some Pokemon on my Switch, got back into Legends Arceus. That game's super sick. But the problem was that I got on the plane, again, a little too schwasty, ate the delicious food, and the food knocked me out. I started watching Superman, and I fell asleep during it, and then I woke up 2 hours later, and I was hungover. Like, my muscles hurt, my whole body hurt, so, like, the whole time it was, like, that feeling of, like, like, you know, like the kind of like tenseness, the soreness. So like I couldn't get comfortable the entire ride. So lesson learned, maybe not to go a little too hard before the flight. But Yeah, that was my experience there. Nick, do you want to touch on it?
Yeah, no. So I had a very different experience, because I was feeling great because of the airport bars. I passed out for the first like 7 hours of the flight. I woke up and I saw that we were already halfway through. I felt perfect. I couldn't have asked for anything better. But that was the big takeaway for me. I mean, I from there on I tried to just raw dog the flight.
Yeah.
But I ended up caving in. I don't think I watched a movie. I think I just listened to music for 6 hours, tried to sleep again, and just ate more delicious airplane food.
Oh, dude, that food was so good. Like, I mean, I wish I honestly should throw the picture in the slideshow of what your food looked like, because I didn't take one on the way there. But so Nick flew ANA. Nick and I both flew ANA there. I flew United back, but then he was on ANA, and I put a picture of the food that they brought out for us. But I should put a picture of what ANA's looks like, because it was crazy. But
yeah, I sent you one, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. I wonder if I could throw it in the slides real quick. Let me see. It shouldn't take me super long. Yeah, it should be in the Signal chat. But yeah, oh yeah, here it is. Crazy work. Because this is again like the food that I'm about to throw up on the screen is exactly what we basically had on the way there. It was like a very similar menu. Let me see if I can delete this one. Let me edit this. Delete, and then I'm going to add this photo from photos. Okay. And then I'll just drag this down, go across. Okay. Let me exit out of this, and then it should update. So this is what Nick's food looked like. Like, look at this. Look at this, just absolute entree. Like, so we got like I'm assuming, what is this, like a curry or what?
Yeah, it was like a beef bolognese with white rice.
Yeah.
And then on the right is like a chopped salad with like cabbage, corn, tomatoes, carrots, and then top left, I got a muffin. Next to the muffin, just some veggies, and then next to that was like some tofu and some more veggies.
It's crazy. Yeah, and then the crackers too.
Oh yeah, and show them what you got.
Oh, I'll get to that point on the way back. Because I mean, this is basically what I ate on the way there. Like, it was really good. But yeah, I'll get to that point on the way back. But yeah, flight was good, and then we landed. It was a little rainy, I'd say. Yeah, we left at 11 o'clock in the morning, and we technically, in Japan time, landed at 3:30 in the afternoon. So 12 hours had passed, or 12 or 13 hours had passed. It should, in our brains, been like, what is that, like 11 o'clock at night? Like,
yeah,
12 o'clock at night, and it was still 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, a little jet lagged, but I think I had so much adrenaline that I was just jazzed up to be there. So like, I honestly didn't feel the jet lag there as much as I feel it now. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you're the same way, but
I felt terrible.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm very sleepy, but I'm keeping it alive with the zero sugar DPs. I don't know if anyone chat knows I'd be drinking these bad boys. So let's get started. So first place we landed was Tokyo. As you can tell, the picture, this is Han from Tokyo Drift, because super dope. But yeah, so we landed, and then we had to take an hour-long train to the Airbnb. But before we got on the train, we were walking around the airport mall. We popped into the Pokemon Center there to take a look. We were just looking at other like kind of knick-knack shops. I tried to take this picture of the Welcome to the Japan sign, and it turned out just absolutely horrible. But you know, it is what it is. Like, at least I have one, so I don't know. I feel pretty good about it, but. Picture on the right is the egg sandwich. I mean, I feel like I could write a novel about how good the egg sandwich is. It's like, I mean, it is so good, and I never had one before. So we go to the Lawson's. That, like, if you haven't been to Japan, there's Lawson's, there's 7-Eleven, there's what is the third?
Family Mart.
Family Mart is the third, and then there's this other one called Daily,
Dailies.
but that one was weak, so we didn't really ever go there. But this was the first egg sandwich that I ever had in Japan, and like I swear, like, I felt like I had the jet lag, like I was like, oh yeah, and then I ate it, and it was like when Mario like eats a mushroom, and I just like powered up, like, because it was so good. It was so good. Oh yeah. Zoe popped in and said, dude, egg sandwich slaps. It is so good. I mean, we're looking into making them at home now, because they're that good. Like, yeah, I had my first egg sando. You got an egg sando too, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, had to
Oh,
do.
do you want to talk about too what I told you about the convenience stores? Who's operating them?
No, it's just all I'll say is that when you go to the convenience store, you expect someone local to be working the cash register, and it was not. So that definitely was a little interesting. So yeah, as I said, we got out onto the train and like well, first off, we went with this other couple, Nick's friend Charles, and well, I'd say my friend too. After this, I mean that was a speed run of friendship, but Charles and his girlfriend Becca, and we landed at Terminal 1 and they landed at Terminal 2. So we were trying to like figure out how to get in touch with them. Like we kept telling them to take a bus or whatever, and eventually we decided just to take charge. And we got on a train that took us over to the other terminal to meet up with them. And then from the airport to our Airbnb, it was like, what, an hour-long train ride?
Yeah, something like that.
So, I mean, honestly, I'm not going to lie. Like, I thought that was peak because I'd just been sitting for 13 hours. So when we got on the train with our luggage, we stood the entire way there almost. I was, like, excited about it because I was so tired. Like, honestly tired of sitting. Like, so it was nice to honestly kind of stand up the whole way home. But, yeah. So this was outside the B&B. Like I think because honestly, at first when we landed, like I expected it to be like the neon lights. I expected the anime girls everywhere. I expected the cartoony type stuff to be at the airport. And low key, like I feel like the airport like is just like a little branch of America in a little bit. Like it felt very Americanized in a sense. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't very many things there that like made it feel like Japan. Obviously the Japanese like employees and the writing and stuff like that, but it didn't really hit me until we got off the train and looked around and we looked behind us and saw the Skytree. And I think that's when it hit me, when I was like, oh, okay, like we are in a completely different world. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and obviously there's stuff like that all over the world. You got the Willis Tower in Chicago and everything, but the Skytree itself, like I think it's just such a like unique piece of architecture that you don't really see in the Western world. It's very, skinny. It's obviously you can go up there and you can you can look off to the side, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, when did the culture, like when did the shock hit you?
See, I want to say it was, for me, it was probably that first day, the very beginning of the first day.
Sure. As in like when we landed or the following day?
Like the first full day.
Oh, okay, yeah. When we went to Shibuya and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel that. I think for me, it was like, it kind of felt like, it's so funny, like this is such a niche reference, but like the listening to chill lo-fi beats to chill/relax study to, and like it has like the Japanese billboards and the neon lights and stuff. I think when I got off the bus or the train, like I looked around and it kind of looked like that because everything obviously is in Japanese. So then I was like, oh, and then you see the Skytree, it's like, oh, and then it's like, yeah, it was pretty sick. Also, the cigarette vending machine, that was kind of like that was crazy. I'd never seen. I mean, you obviously see those in like bars, but like I'm not even kidding. It's like you walk 2 blocks down the street and there is a vending machine, let alone something that will have cigarettes in it. It was crazy. So that's Charles in the picture right there. He's dope. He's super dope. So yeah, that first night we literally got back, checked in, and we just went to bed immediately.
No, we went to the Lawson's, got more food,
yeah,
and then went to bed.
That is true. We did go. I'm pretty sure I got more egg sandwiches. Like I think that was my second egg sandwich. So yeah, I got the egg sandwich. Delish. I got is it onigiri or is it it's onigiri? Onigiri, right?
I don't know. It's all foreign to me.
Yeah, I had one of those too. Onigiri, whatever. Either way, but it was delish. It was very, very good. With the egg sando, pulled out some cash from the ATM. That felt cool, having thousands of dollars. Joel Spunkler in the chat. He said, "Hey Connor." He said, "Nick." Joel's in the chat. He said, "Nick, what are you doing here?" But yeah, no, it was yeah. So we at that point we landed, obviously landed, got on the train, went and ate a little bit, and then immediately fell asleep. And then I surprisingly woke up the next morning at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Like were you up that early too?
Who knew the sun rose in Japan at 4:30 in the morning? Yeah,
I had no idea. And we left the window shade open in the Airbnb, and like so it all like the natural like circadian rhythm woke us up based off the sun. So we were all kind of like, well, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. We might as well just go do stuff. So. the first day that we were there, like I said, immediately went to bed, woke up, went back to Lawson's for breakfast, went back in there. I can't remember, was that the morning I tried the chicken and the pancake?
That might be.
Yeah,
I think it
because
was.
I saw that online. I saw that on Instagram that obviously 7-Eleven there has like very good hot food. So I got the chicken, and then I also got these pancakes that have like syrup and butter put inside of them. So I made like a little like, I don't know, what is that even called? Like a chicken and a biscuit type, like, but like a little sweeter, and that was
Nugget in a
good.
biscuit?
Huh? Nugget in a biscuit, dude. But so I did that. That was good. And then immediately got on the train after we ate to go to Shibuya. This was the first time that we were getting on the train without chaos and without luggage and whatnot. So it was, I would say that first morning, especially, like we got down there in the train, like there was a good amount of times where we went to the train station and it was completely empty. Like it was honestly kind of eerie. It felt like the back rooms a little bit, like where you just like, you're like, I don't feel like I belong here. Like I shouldn't be here. But yeah, that first morning was very calm. Shout out, I think I'll talk about this later, but shout out Google Maps for real. Like I could not imagine traveling 20 years ago without Google Maps. Like, because even like Nick can attest to this too, and he obviously been there before, so he knew more about this than I did. But like, if you punch in a location where you want to go, and it's the same everywhere, right? It's not just Japan, duh. But if you punch in a location of where you want to go and you click the public transit option, it literally tells you like step by step how to get there using public transit. So if you're like, let's say you're 5 minutes away from a train station, it shows you how to walk there, and then it shows you exactly like what entrance to take. Then it tells you what platform to go to, what line to take, how many stops you get on, when to get off, if you have to get on another line, which line to go to, and it's all color coded. It's got all the names. You get on the next line, and then you get off. It tells you exactly what exit to get off. Let's say you leave the station, the destination's 10 minutes away. Then it literally shows you like it is a godsend. Like I couldn't even fathom doing this 20 years ago. Like I would have been so lost. I would have had no idea. So having that kind of like pocket thing to help you, like just help you out in situations like that, it made it feel like it was like second. Like honestly, I'm at the point where when I live in Indy, like when I want to go somewhere and I don't know how to get there, I just Google Maps it. So it kind of felt like it was just like an extension of that. So it was that was really cool. That was my tangent about Google Maps. That was so clutch. But yeah, got on the train, got to Shibuya. Let's see what we have here. Joel asked, be honest, what was Charles' most autistic moment in Japan? Could be a freak out anime pog face, looking like a tourist, etc. Also, Germany is like this too. It's very nice. Nick, I'll let you touch on that.
I feel like his most autistic moment was when we were in Osaka and he came back with bags of plushies.
Yeah.
He didn't, or no, that or literally every single time we walked past a card shop, and it didn't even have to be like a card shop. It was, oh, there's cards inside. I'm gonna pop in real quick, and it would be like 15 or 20 minutes, and then we would walk like 5 minutes down the road, and there'd be another card shop. He's like, I'm just gonna pop in real quick, and then another 15 or 20 minutes would go by.
Yeah.
And then eventually Connor and I were both like, okay. We're gonna split off.
Yeah, which is like, it's fair. It's like, it was part of his trip too. Like if you wanted to go do that, respect. I put respect on it. But yeah, I got to the point where like honestly, it felt like the first day. We like kind of all stayed together as a group, and then from there on out, we kind of all like non-verbally mutually agreed that if we wanted to go do other stuff, we could just go do other stuff. So. Which was pretty cool, and I respect that like it wasn't like I want to do this thing, so now everyone else has to go. It's kind of like and it's cool because me and Nick were on the exact same page. We were like, we just want to go sightseeing, we want to do experiences, and they were more there for the shopping, which is totally fair. It just was a little just a little out of it. But Joel also just popped in and he said, not the bag of plushies. Also, that's very on brand. He does that there. Just got to leave them behind. That's great. Yeah, Owen the Wombat saying those are both certifiably autistic moments. 10 out of 10 can confirm. That's great. Let's see what else is in the chat. Edward Garlic or Eggward Garlic. What up, Goat? How we doing, dude? Glad you're here. Let's go. Gifted membership out from the Real Waffle House. Thank you so much for gifting out the Memby, dude. Very, very goated indeed. Much love to you. So yeah, hit the train, went to Shibuya. First thing that we actually did was stop into a Don Quixote, which if you've never been to Japan, a Don Quixote is like, oh man, I'm trying to even think of the best way to describe it. Like,
If you're autistic, just do not go there.
straight up, do not. I'm putting the X hands up that they would do to us when they do not go to Don Quixote, because it's loud. They play the same song over and over and over again. I'm not even kidding. Like, probably 10 feet tall ceilings from the top of the ceiling to the bottom, covered in products. It's probably 8 stories tall. Each floor has different stuff like cosmetics, snacks. It's got jewelry. It's got suitcases,
Liquor.
T-shirts, liquor, groceries. Like, it's insane. Like, imagine going to a Walmart, but the shelves touch the ceiling, and there's 3 times as many shelves, and they're all stocked all the time. But they're also narrower, and there's 3 times as many people. Like, that's exactly what it was like. So it was it was crazy. I mean, you walked away with a good purchase from that, though.
Yeah, I got a nice watch, the little matcha whisk.
Oh yeah, you got a little watch, matcha. Let's go. $20 dono from Bulldog said, "Oh my God, that's a reverb fart." Thank you so much, my goat. Very kind. Asking, Dad, did you get you any cool Steins Gate merch? What is that? Am I missing out? I gotta look it up. If not, I guess we got to go back. So,
Oh no.
yeah. It's an anime. I've never seen it. But I guess we'll go back and I'll get you some. Dang it. Rats, we got to go back to Japan. But anyway, after the Don Quixote, they wanted to pop into the Pokemon Center, and this was kind of like my real first Pokemon Center experience. Like, I was really excited because I thought I was going to be able to go in there and get some really cool stuff. But full transparency, I'm really not a trinket person. Like, I'm not really like a throw it up on the shelf type person. Like, if I'm going to spend money on something, I normally want it to have some sort of utility or value to me. And like, this is what I said in the slide, is it's low-key just filled with trinkets and slop. Of course these stores are geared towards children, right? Like, I'm not, like, Nick can attest to this. It's probably 98% stuffies, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's all it is. Like, you go in there and there's mainly stuffed animals. Mainly stuffed animals. It's what else? They had like mugs. They had like little plastic things, cookies, stuff you can put on a shelf. Like, I told Nick, I was like, if they had like a Switch 2 case that was like a Japan exclusive, I would have bought that because that's a utility. Or, and they were always out of cards. Not that I'm really even in cards that much anymore, but it was low-key slop, I'm not going to lie. But I found out here that every different Pokemon Center has like a different statue. It's not like just this Mewtwo at all of them. It's not like this is the only one that has a statue. And we'll see that later. But I kind of looked at this now as like my souvenir from the stores is just getting photos with the statues. Because there were like that Mewtwo was objectively the coolest one. Because the bubbles the bubbles weren't stagnant like that. Like, it literally was running up, like, and he was just sitting there posed up. It was sick. But I wish I had my keys. I'd pull out the little gotcha ball I got. They're upstairs. But if Katie comes down, I'll try to grab them. But then we went over to the Nintendo store. Low-key kind of the same thing. Just a bunch of slop. Like, just a bunch of trinkets and stuff. Like, and the thing is they sold games, too. Like, they had all the games there, too. I wasn't exactly sure how regions worked. I didn't know if it was like every other game that I bought where it tells me just to pick the language at the beginning, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't really pick up any games. They were like $5 or $10 cheaper. One big thing that like me and Nick kind of like realized while we were there is that it's like, while the yen is weak when it comes to food, drink, and entertainment, when it comes to like actual shopping, buying, again, like a watch, shirts, games, like shoes, whatever, it's almost comparable to America. Like, you really don't save that much money. Like, I think like even like if I wanted to get some shoes, right? Like, the shoes would maybe be $5 cheaper. Like, and I was like, I don't really want to have to like buy a whole new suitcase just to buy stuff for $5 cheaper. Like, that just, I don't know, wasn't really my jam. But it was cool to go in there. They had some cool statues. They had the cool Mario statues. What else? There's a lot of other stuff in that mall too, but the Nintendo one was really cool. Yeah, I think that was really it for that portion of the mall in the day, unless there's something I missed.
No, that's pretty much it.
Swag. Except Whooper and trained Pikachu for Katie. I wish I had the picture of him vacuum sealed. Soren with the $10 dono popping in saying, "Yo, dropping this before you head to bed. Have a good night, Corn, Nick, and Cornfield. Catch you guys later. Thank you so much for coming by, my friend. Get some good snoozes. And I'm sorry you had to work a 10-hour shift. Go get some good snoozies. But I will say, so when it came to trinkets and plushies, I did walk out with some stuff for Katie. So got her this Whooper, and if she comes down, I'm gonna have her bring it down. That's probably like, I don't know, what, 2 feet tall. Like, it's pretty big.
Yeah,
like,
it was big.
Yeah, it's a pretty big Whooper.
Tell him what the cashier told you.
Yeah, that was great. So I was obviously I'm in a different country. Like, I don't expect them all to speak English very well. It's, I'm not like, why aren't you speaking English? Even though my hat that I'm wearing right now might say different. But so I buy the Whooper, I go up there, and like, there's obviously like a little bit of moment of silence because, like, she can tell that obviously I don't speak Japanese. I can tell that she doesn't really speak English that well. So we're kind of just sitting there, and then at one point she's like scanning it, looking down at it, and then she looks up and she like grabs him by the side of the head and she goes, "You like Whooper?" And I was like, "Oh yeah," like, I was like, and it's hard to explain, like the fiance might get lost in the translation, so I just said my wife. I was like, "Oh, my wife likes Whooper, so I'm bringing it back," or whatever. And she grabs Whooper by the side of the head and just like squeezes him super tight, almost to the point where his eyes are touching, and just goes, "Take good care of him," and just stuffs him in a bag. And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, yeah, that was great. All right, cool." So I don't know why she was so intensely squeezing his noggin so tight, but maybe he was prepping him to get vacuum sealed, because I threw him in a vacuum seal bag as soon as we got back, made him super thin. So, and then the Pikachu train I got at I don't remember, that might have been Shibuya Station.
I think that was at like one of the train stations.
Yeah, it was at a train station. They had
Another
different
machine.
different vending machines. So popped I think it was maybe 25 American US dollars converted to yen or something, but either way, I thought that was a good pickup for Katie. I thought she would appreciate that. So that was really all like the stuff that I bought Pokemon Nintendo wise. Like, I really didn't get much else. I got one little gotcha thing, which again, if you haven't been to Japan, they're like gumball machines. You put yen into a yen coins, you turn it, and then it's kind of like a blind box where they give you 5 or 6 different options, and then you can, and the one that I did was, it was basically like a little fidget thing, and it was different buttons on different Nintendo controllers. So they had one for the Famicom, the GameCube, the NES, and they were all like the little D-pads or whatever, and I got the Nintendo 64 one. So that was the one I was hoping for. I'm glad I got it because that's my favorite Nintendo console. So as you can see here, got midday hammered at Shibuya Crossing. We did this thing. It was at a mall, right? Wasn't that where it was like on the 3rd or 4th floor? Where you go up and it was like $15 for an hour, and it was like all you could drink. And they had like, I wish I had the video of it, but they had those beers that you like put in and it fills it up from the bottom, and it goes whoo, and like fills up from the bottom to the top. And since there was a clock ticking, like obviously, like I'm on the clock, I'm working, I'm clocked in, like we're slamming drinks. We're eating these fun little, like, I don't know, one of them was like steak flavored chips or something. Those were sick. Those were so good. Yeah, those were so good. And then so we just got a little schwasty, and then walked around, and this was the moment that we were kind of talking about earlier, where it was mainly I feel like us just popping into card stores, which is fine. You know what I mean? Like, it was still a good time, like just experiencing it. But I'm trying to think if we went to really any other crazy. We saw I don't know if I put. I did put them. Okay, we'll get to that. But that's me in the middle of Shibuya Crossing. Super sick. That's a picture of Shibuya Crossing on the right. We were very curious on what that ginormous billboard was. It was turns out it's for Uber Eats. So didn't expect that. Refrigerated Bread in the chat asking, what brewskis did you have? I always pronounce it wrong, so I'm going to let Manly Nick Asahi, yeah, they're super dry. The super dry, dude. That beer is good. That is something that I would drink back at home if I could. And I'm pretty sure they brew it locally in the States now, so I think I might have to start picking that up and drinking it. So yeah, had a good amount of brews. Walked around, just enjoyed the shops. I wouldn't say I was like toasted, but I definitely felt great. I'll say that. So, but yeah, that was a good start. Had some good snacks. That was basically our lunch. So. Yeah, walked around. I can't think if there's. Oh, we went to we went to this one arcade where we just got absolutely destroyed by claw machines while we were in Shibuya. Am I missing anything else? I'm thinking that the card machine or the card stores. Is there anything else you think I'm missing?
No, I think you got it.
Yeah, that was really about it. But Shibuya was cool. Like seeing that crossing, it really it was definitely interesting to see just all those people out at once crossing in every which way. It was definitely a unique experience. El Nombre in the chat saying, "Love that you can't escape IKEA in Japan." Yeah, or Starbucks. There was a few different brands that were very recognizable that we saw a lot. But yeah, Shibuya was super cool. I think I'll get to this point in the notes. What?
The guys of the karaoke.
Oh yeah. But, yeah, so we just had fun walking around exploring shops. I'll get to that point, but shout out Toilet, the app, or Flush. Shout out Flush, the app. If you're ever traveling anywhere, literally even in your own hometown, well, not maybe not if you live in a small town, but let's say you go to a bigger city near you and you need to find a public toilet, download the app Flush. It just shows you all public toilets. So, because I remember taking a piss at the Burger King, so that was pretty sick. Yeah. So another thing that was huge there was we saw Hachiko, the dog statue. There was an enormous line to take a picture with it, and I was like, no. So I took a picture of it, and I feel like that was good enough. So, wait, Joel in the chat said, "All right, boys, head out. Thanks for making a shit shower and shave a little better. Remind Nick to get on Discord later and that he is a fake. He said that you're a wall kisser. Okay. All right, cool. But,
see you, Joel.
Yeah, see ya. But yeah, saw Hachiko, the dog statue. Got my prized possession souvenir. I actually brought it down here. I'll show it. So basically, there was literally outside of this game store. It's literally just this old, all we saw was this old guy hitting the peace sign, and I on this video game, and we were like, oh, I gotta buy that. So we grabbed it. It's 300 yen, which converts to about $2 US, which is like one of my favorite souvenirs I got was $2 US. Translated it, and basically what it is it's the president teaching you different tips and tricks on how to play pachinko, which is basically it's pinball but gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never played it, but basically it's the president of Japan in the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s, teaching you how to play pachinko. So that is definitely going in the studio. This was one of my favorite pickups that I got. That was definitely a sick souvenir. And then we ate some good ramen. We just popped into this random shop outside of the place where we got that game. Popped in there. There was no English translation on the iPad, so when we were ordering the stuff, we were kind of just guessing. Or wait, there was English, wasn't there?
I think it was very poorly translated.
Yeah. So, but it was really good though. And then, I mean, if you want to tell the story about the spice.
Oh God. So yeah, I saw gyoza on the menu and I was like, oh, man, I fucking love gyoza.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to be a little adventurous. It looks good in the picture where it's got this spicy powder on it. I was like, oh man, that sounds so good right now. I get it. I take one bite of one and immediately I get pinked up. Entire face is pink. I can't taste anything. I'm sweating. I'm crying. Nose is running. I can't finish my meal at this point, and it is just pure pain.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's it. You seem pretty bad. You were slamming waters and stuff for for probably 15 minutes straight. Ate one of them. Yeah, you seemed pretty bad. So, but yeah, no, that place was good though. I thought that was definitely one of the best eats that we had.
Oh yeah, before I ate that, I mean, it was great.
Before the spice. But yeah, no, that was basically our day in Shibuya. And then after that we came home again, got a little schwasty, and then sang songs from America. We met some sumo wrestlers outside of the karaoke place, so we walked out, and I was already feeling kind of weird. I really wanted to just stay under the radar. I didn't want to bother any locals or anything.
It was so obvious.
It was. They had the sumo build. And Nick leans over to me and he's like, should I ask him if they're sumo? And I was like, oh, please, God, no, please don't do that, please. And he goes, are you guys sumo? And ask him.
No, I literally just said sumo.
Oh, yeah. And they go, yes. And then we were like, whoa. So that was super cool. And then on the walk home, we obviously had to pop into a Lawson's and eat some 7-Eleven. Here's a video presentation of karaoke. Yeah, that was really good.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, the karaoke. Honestly, I was telling you, I was like, I wish that was wish that was more prevalent in America, because that was some of the most fun I've ever had, was doing karaoke. I did not expect it to be that fun. Like, I kind of pictured it to be like I don't know, like, especially I think it's the private room aspect that made it more fun, is because you're just with your friends. Like, there's no pressure, there's no whatever. It's like you just rent the room out, you get unlimited drinks, and you just have fun singing. Like, it was a really good time. That was so much fun. Bulldog side in the chat saying, me when I'm feeling the Elton John. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he was feeling the Elton John for sure. So went to sleep, got up early the next day, got on a train and then a bus, I think, and we went to Team Labs. Isn't there like a name after it?
It's just called like Team Labs Tokyo, I thought.
Team Labs Tokyo, for sure. So yeah, like it says here, dope interactive art with projections. So the theme of it was like what? It was water. What was it? Wind was one of them.
Water, air, and forest.
Yes, water, air, and forest. So the one that we were in right there was the water one, technically, right? Like the one on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
both of those.
It was basically like these like long string lights that basically they would play all this classical music, and it was very like dramatic and cinematic, and the lights would turn off and then they would like sprinkle down like rain, and then they would kick on with all these other lights, and oh wow, and there's mirrors everywhere. You have to walk through the lights in a specific path. It was like I walked in there, and maybe it was from the jet lag and from the beers, but like I at one point thought I was going to pass out because it was just like so much going on. But it was cool because in between every single exhibit that they had in there, it was like there'd be the most sensory overload thing you've ever experienced, and then you'd walk out basically into like, it felt like one of those movie theater hallways that had like the tiny little lights on the side, and the ground was made out of pillows. So it was like it was honestly kind of weirdly like tasting whatever the palate cleanser is before you have sushi or tea or
ginger.
Yes, ginger. Yeah, it was honestly kind of like that for the brain, like where you could just like kind of go in there and be like, all right, that was crazy, and then go into the next one. And like the one on the right was ankle deep water that you walked around, and there were projections on the water of little koi fish, and if you put your shadow over it, like they would explode. So you just go around and like go fishing in it. And the water looked very cloudy, but it felt very clean. It smelled very clean. The first thing you have to do when you walk into Team Labs is basically walk up this like waterfall slide type thing, and it's probably because Nick, you said this, is that basically they just want you to clean your dogs before you go in there because they're probably stanked up. But yeah, no, Team Labs is super sick. I think I put a bunch of other stuff in here. Like there was the garden one or whatever.
Yeah.
With the eggs, and then the one on the right was really cool. They were what are those, daisies, lilies?
No.
What are those flowers?
God, it's escaping me.
I know. Whatever flowers don't need dirt is basically what they were, because they were all like hanging from the ceiling, and they would like come down and then they would come back up, and it was just a trip, dude. It was crazy. I think I threw some videos in here too. Oh yeah, I threw a bunch of videos. Here's our first one. This is that rain room. Yeah, that was wild. This was the water one. Some dude just ripping an absolute blinker in that. Did you hear that?
No.
Listen. Coughing so hard for no reason. Thank you, Zoe. They're orchids. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they are orchids. Masubi saying Team Labs is based. It was genuinely based. It was crazy. Like all these different experiences. Like, so this one was probably one of my favorite. I mean, probably my favorite. Nick,
absolute
was
favorite.
This was yours too?
Yeah.
So basically you went and laid on the floor, and they had projectors everywhere on the ceiling, and this does not nearly do it justice of what the experience is like. But yeah. Yeah, that was it's like genuinely, the videos just don't even do it justice. I mean, that's just how everything is. But I mean, just sitting in that room where the entire thing is just a projection. And didn't they say that like it was computer generated, like the same pattern?
It never repeats.
No, yeah, it never repeats once. I think it said it was like based on how many people are in the room and the sound or something. Like the computer would generate different like and it never repeated. Which is just insane. What was this? This one I think turned sideways, but we'll try. So this was a room where if you're watching on your TV, just turn your head sideways. Basically, inside of the room with the mouse, like as you can see with my mouse right here, there was all these little balls on the ground that all had different color projections on them, all on the walls. I think the ceiling was like where the projectors were. But anyway, the goal was you would get out there, and the whole goal was to take one color path. So obviously she told us that yellow was the hardest, so we both tried. I think you made it, right? I didn't.
No, I think I skipped a few, but
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I almost made it to the end, and then Nick has a video of me somewhere, like literally on like the second to last ball, and I go, oh, and like my arms are like swinging like a cartoon character. I felt like a Three Stooges or something, but yeah, no, Team Lab's super sick. That was super sweet. But then after that, we went and found some food. Or Nick, is there anything you want to say about Team Lab? Sorry.
no, I mean Team Labs is you hit it. I mean it's an experience.
Yeah.
It's absolutely. That was one of the first things I was like, okay, I'm going back to Tokyo. I'm doing this again.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a crazy experience. Zoe said when you went, it was Hydrangeas. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I don't know if that meant it. I don't know if that's how it was. Well, Nick, when you went last time, was it the exact same as the time we went?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was any different things, but yeah. So after that, we hit a sushi train for lunch. It was super fire. The way that it worked, though, I was so used to like I think this was the first time I had sushi, and I was so used to like in America where you just get fat rolls. And the way that it worked here was you literally like ordered by the piece. So like they would send out you can see Nick's head there on the left. They would send out literally like a little plate with one piece on it, and like you would
Like
order
one or
it-
two.
Yeah, one or two, and you would order it on the iPad and go whoop, and like it would just slide up to the table on the train and stop right there. But that was super cool. As I said, I ate duck, which makes me sad because I love ducks. But YOLO, I guess, on my own swag. No, but
so
it was really good though. I'm not gonna lie, it was really good. I feel bad, but at the same time, I also think cows are cute, and I eat burgers all the time, so it is what it is. Yeah, that was the first time I had the melon soda too. I think that's Fanta or something, but
yeah, melon Fanta.
yeah, that was really good. Yeah, that was super good. I probably only had like 10 pieces, but no, it was that was really good sushi. I really enjoyed that. That was a fun experience. So after that, I think we got on a train and then we went down to the Imperial Palace. I wonder if I can zoom in like this. Nope. No, I can't. But anyway, I'll just circle it. Back here is whoop. Whoa! I zoomed in on the actual outside. My faults. Oh, geez. Give me a second. What? Let's refresh it. Well, that didn't help.
Control-0. Just do Control-0.
That didn't help.
Oh.
We'll come back to it. No big deal. There we go. That's better.
There we go.
So back. Let me get out of this. Yeah, we had the sushi place, and then we went to the Imperial Palace. Can you explain the lore of the Imperial Palace better?
Yeah, I mean, I'll attempt to, but essentially it was like, so you know how Japan was broken up into different like fractions of different like shoguns that had different samurai and everything. Essentially, this was the palace where the shogun who eventually controlled and ended up ruling Japan lived. And I mean, it was just, you walk up, like behind us is just this massive grass field where I kept telling Connor, I was like, just imagine you're like just some samurai and you're out here just getting some hype up speech saying you're going to go out there, you're going to kill 30,000 Korean people.
Yeah.
Like that would have been so sick.
Yeah, it was insane because like right behind us where we were was like I don't even know how many. Just acres, and acres of just grass and land, and like there was like some few like little parks and stuff, but it was mainly just flat land of grass. Like so, like he said, it's like just picturing just like that's probably where the army lined up. Like you know what I mean? Like that's where they all the garrisons and everything. That's where they all lined up. Like that's just crazy to think about. But yeah, I mean, I've seen pictures before where I'm pretty sure, like, I've seen pictures of dudes, like from World War II, like where it'll be like, oh, I recreated this picture of like my grandpa. So like that's been around since World War II. Like I'm probably much longer, but I just thought that was cool that like I saw like what it looked like before or like during World War II and like what it looks like today, and it's obviously like entire cityscapes surrounding it. Very cool. And then we also saw this statue, this samurai, that was super cool. Basically the lore, and I'm probably gonna butcher it, the lore of it was like he was one of the most loyal samurai. Now he's basically like used in like public lexicon of being like, when people are referring to loyalty, like they'll talk about him, right? Like they'll be like, oh, well, let's say his name was, I don't know, Ron. They'll be like, oh, so it's like, really, you're not gonna be like Ron? You know what I mean? Like they'll literally just like reference him because like he was the most loyal in history. So thought that was super cool. Yeah, I mean, what else did we even do? Like, I think we just saw those two things.
Yeah, we walked up to the gate, got a couple pictures.
Yeah.
And then that's when we split off from Charles and Becca and had like a mile walk to the train station.
That is true. Yeah, we did take like a 1 mile walk, but that was really cool because it was like, I mean, we even said that, like, I was like, well, like, you know, obviously like parts of Tokyo just feels like New York. It just feels like a big city that you've been in, but it's obviously just cleaner. It's quieter. It's more respectful. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you don't see some of the crazy things you would see in a, you know, in a big American city. But it was like, you know, even like one thing was we saw them building this building, and I wish I should have thrown the picture in there. I didn't think it was super relevant, but now it is. But I took a picture of some of the cranes that they had when they were building the buildings, and like the cranes looked like they just bought them from Lowe's yesterday. Like, you know, like they looked like they were fresh out the box. Like, you know, they're not a speck of rust, not any like nothing on them. They were like, they looked brand new. And it was crazy how like anytime we saw anything like that, like just all of their equipment is just so like, I don't know, well kept, I feel like is the best way to put it. But that was a very cool experience. So after that, we hit the train station, and then Sensoji, is that how you pronounce it?
Sounds right.
Yeah, we went to this Buddhist temple. I think is it not the oldest?
It's the largest.
Largest.
I think in Japan.
Wow. I mean, yeah, it was enormous. Like, because I mean, as you can see on the right side picture, like there's like the little overhangs where there's shops and stuff. Like, if you could take that picture and turn it around like 180 degrees to show what was behind Nick while he was taking that picture, probably like what, half mile worth of that, like just shops, people walking around. It was packed. There was so many different pictures there. Sorry, my buddy Masubi popped in and says Sensoji got some symbols going on. Yeah, there's if you weren't aware, before some silly guy in the 40s decided to use that symbol, it used to mean peace. So it's everywhere. That symbol is everywhere. So, but it's crazy in there. I mean, it's huge. There's plenty of Buddha statues around. There's I mean, that was like literally just from the side I took of one of the temples. The one behind me is the one where like people were actually in there worshiping, doing their little deeds. But it was really cool just like walking around there and just kind of like, that's what like like moments like this, and we'll get to more of that in Kyoto, was like really when it felt like what my mind had pictured Japan was like. You know what I mean? It's like when you're in Tokyo, it just, again, it's like a big city, but all the signs are just in Japanese. Like, and it's obviously it's cleaner and, like I said, more respectful. Like, it just felt like a different city. This was where it really like was like, this is what I pictured Japan to be like. But yeah, no, it was super sick. I think this is a funny story I want to tell. So outside of it, though, it was funny because we were talking with Charles and Becca earlier, the couple we went with, and she was saying how badly she wanted to see sumos because we had just seen them the night before at the karaoke bar, and we walk outside and they're doing this event, and we thought they were gonna wrestle, and it turns out like after watching for about 5 minutes, what I would assume is maybe like this, and maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just being a pig, but like they basically took these babies and they like I wish I could zoom in on the photo, but like they're like holding the babies and like kind of like smacking them up against each other, like making them sumo wrestle, and then like they were crying and stuff, and then the guys in the corner, like they would take the baby over to the guy in the corner and he'd be wearing some mask, he'd be wearing like a Habuki mask to make the baby cry more. We just sat there and watched that for like, I don't know, 20 minutes. Like, yeah. Yeah,
then we came back like an hour later and they were still doing it.
Yeah, they were. It seemed like they were doing it all day. I put that ice cream there, but I don't actually think that was that day, so we'll come back to that. But this did actually happen right after that. We started walking down a street, and the area that was right next to it was very like open market food, stuff like that. So we popped into this one matcha shop, and there was a giant sign that said matcha beer. So that was kind of hard to pass up. So went in there and got some matcha beer, and it was pretty not bad. That's like the best way I think I could put it. Like, you know, it
honestly, it just tasted like if you were to hand it to me saying, "Oh, here's cold matcha."
Yeah.
Like I would have been like, I mean, it tastes a little bit like beer, but it's more matcha than beer.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because I feel like they put a lot of the matcha on the top, so like when you do drink it, it like, you know, it had like the crispness and like the refreshingness of a beer, but the flavor of a matcha. So it like while matcha is normally more creamy, like this kind of had like that crisp bite to it that a beer would. But yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, we had these, and then we kind of just roamed around different shops while we were out there, just looking at stuff. We went to a gacha shop. Yeah, we were looking at the different food vendors. There was another Don Quixote. We didn't go in there, though. But yeah, mainly just a lot of walking around, just looking at stuff while we were out here. It was really cool, though, like seeing all the different shops and the different food. And then, yeah, after that, we did this really cool experience called where you can make your own chopsticks. That was super sick. That was something that I'd seen, but Charles and Becca were the ones who decided that they wanted to do it. And it was really cool because you would go in there and you would take, actually I have them right here. As you can see, these are my chopsticks. I should have got corn engraved on them, but you know, it says Connor B on them. Yeah, basically you go in there and they'd have different like little pieces of wood that you could take. Yeah, you would grab the wood, and then they had this little kind of like machine, I guess, that you would put the wood into. And then the thing on the left basically had blades on it. And what you would do is they'd have numbers on the pieces of the wood, and you would scrape it back. And it was like the reference I kept making was if you've ever seen Surf's Up, it was like when Big Z makes the surfboard with the shell, just like scraping the wood back. That's all the shavings and stuff, as you can see, like right here on the side. That's all the shavings from the wood. And then after that, they give you a little piece of sandpaper, and you like sand down the edges so it's not just like super stiff edges. So sand that down, sand down the points, and then you dipped it in some oil. I accidentally dipped it in the oil before she engraved it, so we were nervous we were going to catch the place on fire. But no, yeah, that was a really cool experience. I really enjoyed that. I'm excited to like display these in like a shadow box. I think that'll be fun to have, just kind of like, you know, as like a little souvenir that I got. Very cool experience, though. Yeah, all four of us did that. By that point, my dogs were barking big time. So I remember we were trying to find somewhere to sit and like leaning up against anything we could find. It was it was definitely an experience. But anything you took away from the chopstick making?
No, I mean, just to touch on us wanting to sit. We get there, we sit down for a brief second, and immediately they're like, okay, let's go pick out our wood. And we're sitting down trying to shave this down. And they're like, no, you got to stand up to do it.
Yeah. Not great. Not great. Especially after, at that point, we'd probably taken 25,000 steps that day. And they're like, you got to stand up and do this. We thought it'd be like a sitting down experience. And it was not super hot. I'll say that. It definitely not feel great. But I mean, after a while, like after you did the shaving part, then the rest was sitting, which was nice. I kept telling Nick that it felt like I was in a sweatshop because they kept walking around and like checking on our like status.
Inspecting it.
Yeah, it felt like that. I was in a sweatshop and like the manager like kept coming around to check on it. Costco Jomo asking what type of wood. I think we did like the cheapest. I don't even think it was on the list in the bag.
I think it was beechwood.
Yeah, beechwood, I'm pretty sure. But they obviously have a bunch on the back of the bag that you could have picked from, but it was like free if you like you paid for the experience, and then they gave you 2 free types of wood. But if you wanted to upgrade to like Dragon Snake Sandal 5000 or whatever, you know, you'd have to pay extra. But me and Nick didn't do that. I'm pretty sure Charles and Becca decided to go a little more premium, so
yeah.
But I think they might actually use theirs. Like I was thinking about just displaying mine, so that's why I was.
Like, I got 12 pairs of just dishwasher safe chopsticks off Amazon for $7.
Yeah, that'll do it. So, while these will sit somewhere on display with the rest of my things, but yeah, no, that was a super cool experience. I'm glad that they found that. That was a lot of fun. At the end of the day, though, we did we take a train? Yes, we took a train back to the Skytree that I was talking about earlier. The first thing that I saw when I got off the bus. So the Skytree again is basically just like a viewing point, and when you get to the top of there and you see all the lights on, it's just like it's so hard to even describe in words the scope of how large Tokyo is. Like, I think what Nick, you were doing that math about restaurants or something.
Yeah, like if like 10% of the people in Tokyo had a restaurant, and you ate at a new restaurant every single day from the day you were born, 3 times a day, you wouldn't even get to like 10%.
Yeah, I was about to say, like it's just such an absurd, because I was looking it up earlier too. In Tokyo, like the actual like central Tokyo area houses 18 million people, but in the larger Tokyo area, it's 41 million people. It's crazy, and like. This is like from as far as the eye can see up here. Like it is insane. Like, I mean, we looked down, we saw kids playing soccer. And the craziest part that Nick brought up, the point he brought up while we were up there was like with just how large this city is, like the amount of cars that were on the road was so minuscule. It was insane. It was like, again, like if you were in New York, it would literally just be like bumper to bumper traffic on every road ever. It was like you look down there and like there was like maybe like 10 car gap in between every car with that many people.
You can see the bridge in the picture.
Yeah. Yeah, let me see if I can circle it. Like right here. You can see it's like almost empty. It's crazy. Maddie Maxwell Maddie, sorry, just read it. But Maddie popped in and said, I was reading it for Nick, but popped in and said that's more than Canada on the whole. Yeah. Like it's just 41 million people. It's just insane. Like just in that area. Like it was pretty insane. By the end of that, though, my dogs were like about to just commit seppuku. Like they were done. So like I was like really like, oh, this is great, but like I was like really fighting through the pain. But
yeah, I think that was our last full day in Tokyo.
I think it was. Yes, it was. So yeah, that was our last full day in Tokyo. Went and hit the Skytree, enjoyed it. After the viewing, though, had to go hit the Pokemon Center to go snag a pic with Rayquaza and Pikachu, because obviously that was my souvenir from the Pokemon shops. Because I mean, it's just super sick. I mean, the way he's breaking out of the ceiling, Pikachu's riding on his back. It's like you can't miss that. Like, such a cool opportunity. They had like a little Kirby cafe there and everything, which was cool. Yeah, I didn't buy anything again, just because again it was like. You'd expect more slop. Like you'd expect like some to have different items, and like every single one you went to was just slop after slop. Like it was not really anything. And like, you know, and if you're into plushies and all that, like that's great. It's just is to me like I don't really go like that. That's I don't know. I again got the one for Katie because Whooper's her favorite, and it's like impossible to find those anywhere. So, but yeah, hit the Skytree for a Pokemon Center pit stop. Yeah, and then afterwards we went at this Chinese place because we were just looking for literally anywhere to eat, and then we go in there and we were looking for Japanese food, and it turns out it was Chinese. I did not take a picture of the food, so again, here's
fire though.
It was really good. I think we had lo mein, or was that, or did we have or was it udon?
Hot pot. I care. It's noodles.
Yes.
Noodles with soup.
It was noodles and soup. Yes, it was very good. But basically, I didn't take a picture of it, but this is a meme that I made on the trip because literally, I'm not exaggerating. From the moment I touched down to the moment I landed in Newark, it was just straight water the entire time, just straight diarrhea the entire trip. It was bad. So
you got to talk about the gift that they brought out for us at the Chinese restaurant.
That was weird, dude. I forgot about that. Yeah, so I don't know, where they basically were like, oh, like, and again, like kind of very broken English, which is expected, right? Like they come out and they're like, oh, like a gift, like gift for you. And we were like, what? Like, I guess. And like normally like my fight or flight would go off right there and be like, don't accept gifts from strangers in a foreign country. But we were all like, yeah, whatever. So they bring them out and it's like these like almost like 4 little bowls, or like kind of like the size of a shot glass, but they were bowls. And it came out, and I know I said PG-13, but I have no better way to describe it than it literally just looked like a pile of semen. Like there's no better way to describe it. And like we were all just kind of looking at it, and then we were like looking at each other. We were like, like it, like I genuinely cannot, like there's no other way to describe it. Like it literally looked like semen. So we were like, I guess, and like we all like slurped it up, and yeah, it was actually not bad. It was kind of sweet.
Like, yeah, it was like very mildly sweet.
Yeah. very mildly sweet. That was definitely one of the most interesting experiences because I was like, I don't really know what to do with this. It did not, because like, you know, if they would have brought out like a little mochi or something, we would have been like, yay. But like, it was the fact that it was like it's just like slimy, translucent kind of white goop like inside of this little bowl. It was like, oh man, I don't know about all that. But that was definitely a wild experience. But yeah, no, that was good. And then we went back. And then after you went to a bar, I mean, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of like a small hole in the wall bar. It was pretty nice. It was like this bartender was like playing vinyls, just kind of a low key vibe. I did get rattlesnake sake, which was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I sat next to this Chinese dude, and he was like, "Yeah, no, I went to school here. I studied economics. Now I work in imports and exports." And we're talking and everything. He's like, "Oh, do you like Trump?" And I was like, "No, not really. He's not the most popular guy in America right now." He goes, "I hate Trump." Just so dead serious. He's like, "He's messing up my business."
Well, I mean, yeah. Which,
With
in
all
all
the tariffs.
fairness, yeah, literally like straight from the horse's mouth. Yeah, no, that was great. It seemed like you made a good friend.
And then he said he liked Obama, and he said Obama was very funny.
Yeah, no, that was definitely great. Yeah, no, that was a cool time. I went back, snoozed. There was a huge thing that especially with my dogs barking, like, and I'll cover this later. Is like one of the things I learned is just buying insoles. But to deal with that, I saw like these like viral trends of these like foot things you could put on that basically sucked all the goop out of your foot and like made like kind of helped the swelling go down or whatever. So I bought some of them and I was sticking them to the bottom of my feet, and like you take them off in the morning, they had like herbs and stuff in them. So when you take them off, they were like black. It was gross. But yeah, I got home, stuck all those to my feet, and immediately snoozed. But it was a good time. After that, yeah, that was our last morning in Tokyo, the first bullet train ever, super sweet. So Charles and Becca went off to hit another Pokemon station at the Tokyo station, or Pokemon whatever store, the Pokemon whatever. They went there, so we were like, well, we want to go eat somewhere local. So obviously I go in there with my American on. I get corned beef and hash or whatever with a little banana piece, and but Nick ends up getting this like udon, yeah, the udon noodles, and it was funny. Like we were kind of both like looking at each other's plates. He was looking at mine, I was looking at his, and then by the time we were both done eating, we were both like, I should have got that. We both just had, definitely had a little food swap would have been nice. But it's funny. Bull Dockside in the chat commented on the little drink we had and said, at least it wasn't salty. Thank God it wasn't salty. I brought up a point about that to them where I was like, I know it would have been bad if like we would have all been drinking it down and then everybody in the kitchen was like over, like, you know, looking over going like giggling at us. Like that's what I would have known it was bad, but they just kept on their business. So I was like, all right, I guess it was fine. But Masubi said did his whole Japan trip in Birks in a comfy pair of shoes and rotated the shoes every day so your feet didn't get too bad. Still got blisties. Yeah.
It's a braver man than us.
Yeah, it's very brave. Excuse me. But yeah, no, I especially, but Birks though, like those are like specifically fitted to your feet. So, oh my gosh, I'm sneezing a bunch, but
Bless you.
So the Birks I could see. That actually makes sense because they literally fit to your feet. But yeah, bullet train, 180 miles per hour. We took the bullet train down to Kyoto. It took about 2 hours. As I said here, America is literally slacking so hard for real. And we'll get to that point. Here's a video I took on the bullet train. Again, it's one of those things where you can't even fathom it until you're sitting on it. But I mean, you can see how fast, like, just cooking, just going so fast. Yes, very sick indeed. That was a good time. Here's a little list of the things that I learned from Tokyo. I'm gonna move my face over. First things first, and Nick can attest to this, is that it's not just Indianapolis, it's not just Chicago. Just all big cities just smell like poop. Like there's no way around it. I feel like when you have that many people all pooping in one central location, like it's just gonna come up through the vents eventually. Like it's like there were so many different times where I was like, just smells like poop. Like we're just we just be walking around and be like, yep, just got a big waft
There
of
it
poop.
is.
There it is again. So yeah, all big cities just smell like poop. I don't know. Like maybe and I would love to visit one where it doesn't, but so far every big city I've been to smells like poop. So that's not an America thing. It's just everywhere. But next thing I learned was like I've been saying, the Pokemon centers were just low key overrated in general. I don't know. I didn't like. I wish I could have walked out of there with something a little more like of value to me personally, but yeah, I didn't get that much out of it except like getting to see those statues. That was pretty sweet. Don Quixote is insanely bananas. I thought people were overhyping it, talking about it. When you go in there, they're not. It's actually insane. Like it's one of the craziest things I've ever been in. Yeah, obviously the train system is the future. The fact that like we don't live in many walkable cities and don't have many train systems that are actually like usable in the States is really sad, because like the way that you could just get around that town so easily with literally the tap of your phone, like in Google Maps, was just like insane. It was so easy and it was so good. But Costco Jomo in the chat said, "Don't go to Paris then." Talking about poop. Yeah. Yeah, smells like poop. Pokemon Center's overrated. Don Quixote trains. I feel like the locals either love you or hate you. I feel like that's really like where it's at. Like I think you either see them and like they're super overjoyed, they're asking you questions, they're being super kind, or like there was one experience where we walked into a restaurant, this dude like could not have been more salty. If you want to tell that story.
Yeah, so we were walking around this was the night we went to the Chinese restaurant, and we were walking around trying to find a place to eat. And so we see the lights on in this restaurant. And so we pop in, and Connor and I walk in first. This guy starts speaking Japanese to me, and I'm standing there like, and he says the same phrase 2 or 3 more times. And so I kind of put my finger up one moment, and I was going to reach out and grab like my phone for Google Translate. And in the most clear English, no accent at all, he just says, "Do you speak English?"
Yeah. And you were like, "Oh yeah," like you were still being like nice and bubbly. And he was like, "Oh, all right."
He was like, "I don't cook."
Yeah. He was like, "If you want to try to figure it out, go ahead and you figure it out, but I don't cook." And we were like, all right, dang. Yeah, I was like, all right, dang. But
that was the only bad experience.
That was genuinely the only bad experience. Everybody else was super cool. But then I mean, yeah, like even just walking around, being on trains, being on buses or whatever, like, and I think it had nothing to, maybe it had something to do with being American, but I mean, nobody, and I'll get to this point with the culture, is like, that was a huge thing I learned, is that just like nobody really talks to anybody ever. Like it's very quiet, it's very respectful. It's very like rule follow, that type of thing. Like I said, insanely big, 41 million people. Like I don't think I understood the scope of it until the Skytree. Like I did not understand how big the city was until I got there. What else? I need to become bilingual. That is a huge thing I took away from this, is that it's like so many different people like walking around and like, again, having interactions. It's like I think there may, unless you can think of one, I don't think I had one interaction where someone didn't even know like the basic words of what they were doing, like in English. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if I went to the McDonald's, like they knew all the word, like, which I'll get to that. But when we went to the McDonald's, like the cashier knew everything that they needed to know in English. Like, you know, there was times where, and which was helpful for me, obviously. You know, at the Pokemon Center, there was enough to where we could have at least even that smallest interaction that remained with me, like, you know, train stations, whatever, like it just taught me that like I feel like only knowing one language like is really the minority in the world. Like it's crazy how like so many different people around the world speak their native language and also English. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like I feel like like if everyone else in the world can do it and get like, you know, if
we can too.
We can do it too. Like it really is just like, and it doesn't even have to be Japanese. Like, you know, Nick was talking about learning Spanish because a lot of the people he works with is Hispanic. Like, you know, even if I just did Spanish, just because, you know, it's obviously very prevalent in the States, like whatever, it doesn't even have to be Japanese, but like learning another language, I just feel like is so key after this. Like, it's just, that's one of the huge goals I've taken away from the trip. The architecture is just gorgeous, obviously. Especially the buildings, but like I was thinking mainly like the Imperial Palace, like the Senjoji Temple, a lot of the older architecture, because all the newer architecture again looks like any metropolitan cityscape around the world. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, Google Maps / shoe inserts / flush are all necessities if you are traveling. Like having Google Maps to get you around is huge. Having shoe inserts to not make your dogs scream at the top of their lungs, and having the app Flush to show you when to poop is like, those are all necessities and a need if you are traveling literally anywhere. So. Obviously, a huge thing I learned in Tokyo is that the egg sandwich is fire. Like that is like one of the best things I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Can't harp on that enough.
You cannot harp on how good the egg sandwich is. It's so good. Like I said, the culture is insanely different. It's very quiet. It's very respectful. It's super clean. There's not one garbage. There's like one garbage can every 7 square miles. Like. It's insane, like how much people like hold on to their trash. They keep quiet. Like they're respectful. If someone bumps into you, they'll bow so hard that you think they're gonna snap their spine in half. Like it's crazy, like how like I don't know, just like respectful, like calm and quiet it is. It's just very different. And the last thing that I learned is that claw machines are butt cheeks. So we got robbed. I probably dropped 5,000-10,000 yen on claw machines and just got cooked. So they're all scam. Don't let them get you if you go there. So anything you learned that you'd like to share?
I mean, I already knew it going into it, but it just absolutely reaffirmed it. But yeah, Asian women are beautiful. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
I think that more takes into play in Kyoto and Osaka.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure if I threw that in the slides, but we'll talk about it. Yeah, his big takeaway is that Asian women are beautiful. You got to put some respect on it. So, earlier I had the stage set up. I thought it was going to work, but it wouldn't. So maybe I'll just take things from the chat. But at this point, if you have any questions, I'd like to do a question and answer portion. I know I said in the Discord server, oops. But if you want to drop them in the chat, if you want to DM me on Discord, if you want to DM me on Instagram, whatever you want to do, shoot us some questions about our time in Tokyo, and I'd love to answer them. So until that time, I'm going to play a little background music. We'll see what comes up. Yeah.
I pulled up the chat on my phone.
What?
Yeah, no. Musubi.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets it. Asian woman.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. He's the dude I told you about that has the company that makes
the steep.
Yes, he's the steep man. All right, first question I see from Steven Higgles asking, did I try any of their candy? I'm not sure. Did we eat any of the candy like while we were there?
We had some mochi at the sumo thing.
Yeah, that was more in Kyoto. I was thinking in Tokyo, I don't think I really had any candy. I brought some back. I brought some back. It was very, very like, I mean, they had the matcha Kit Kats. They had the I brought back some strawberry Kit Kats for Katie's parents. Stuff like that, but I don't think I actually ate any Japanese specific candy though.
Some kitty.
Get some kitty, and some Jack Links. Let's see. Kaneko1115 said, "Thank you for coming to Japan." No, thank you for having us. If you live in Japan, thank you very much. It was an incredible trip. Back. Oh, we'll definitely be back, and that was a question that's coming up here. Zoe, her name's Cosmic Zozo, but her name's Zoe, was asking, even though it was stinky, was it less stinky than the U.S.? When I went, the air was very clean. I think that's more of a Kyoto question because that felt more of like a little, it wasn't as metropolitan, but yes, the air was very clean. It's allergy seasons. I don't think I sneezed once while I was there. Mm-hmm. I feel like you could literally just like feel it in your lungs. Like it was definitely, it felt much cleaner. So, Masubi saying Japanese high chews hit different. That's facts. I bought them some of those too.
Wait, no. We did eat those at the Shibuya thing. The Shibuya Cafe, the all-you-can-drink.
Oh, yeah, we did have some candy there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did have some high chews there, and they were delish. And also, Masubi said get steep. Go to steep, drinksteep.ca. Go get yourself some steep. Maddie is asking, how soon are we going to go back? I mean, as soon as possible, dude. Literally as soon as possible. Well, Connor, real quick, asking if we're going to finish Lego Batman. Yes, that's on the agenda in the next week or so. We will be finishing that. But how soon are we going to go back? As soon as the wallet allows it, because that was amazing. Well, me and Nick, since Nick was such a godsend and hooked me up with this trip, my goal is to hook him up with the next trip that we do. And if that's Japan, I wouldn't be opposed, but I was thinking more of a tour of Europe next time. As soon as possible. I mean, I want to take Katie, obviously. I think she would really like it. So hopefully in the next year. Oh my gosh, my allergies are insane right now. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to play the music. All right. Zoe asking, did I try the toilet that's like a hole in the ground? Honestly, goated experience for real, super ergonomic. Did not try it, but I did take a picture of one. We'll get to it because I was very confused by it. So, and also I feel like it's very ergonomic if you're making solids, and I was in fact not making solids. So no matter where, I think having an enclosed bowl probably would have helped me out a lot. If it was just standing over it, it would have hit the walls. So, Steven said, dude, my friend brought me back the most sour candy I've ever had. Literally lasted 15 minutes. That's crazy. That's crazy. I wish we would have explored the candy a little bit more, but you know what? We'll keep that on the list for next time with the insoles and the flush. So, Connor asked, did I get the Dharma doll? I was on a call. No, but I did. Spoiler alert if my parents are watching. I'm not sure if they are. She texted me asking if I wanted to call. Talking about the trip. Okay. No, but I got the little cat thing. I have it upstairs. The little cat that like has his paw above his ear that brings either luck or friendship or whatever. That's what I got for them as a little souvenir. So I did not get the Dharma doll though. No. Waffle House asking, did the B&B have a bidet? Yeah, you know it, dude. Yeah, we used that to its full advantage. All three of them that we went to. I don't think there was a single toilet that I went to that didn't have one. Was there one you ever went to?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Actually, it was the one outside of it was somewhere in Kyoto.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like a public restroom.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. But even then, like, because when I went to, there was that spot that I showed earlier where we went and saw the Imperial Palace and the statue. Afterwards, I went and made water out there, and they had it was a public restroom. And they had one too. It was wild.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Costco Jomo said, sounds like Nick might be going back before Corn.
We can talk about that when we get to Osaka.
Oh man, that's too funny. Rat Cycle asked, did Corn go see any car shows? No, that was something I did bring up that I wanted to do on the way. But I feel like that's a type of like if you know type situation. So no, I have not. Or I did not, but I would love to next time I go. I think that'd be so sick to go to some like. I feel like there's probably something on Klook, which is like the Ticket Master of Japan, where you could definitely get some sort of drift experience. So I think I'd like to do that next time. I think that'd be fun. Masubi said, TVH, I never thought it smelled that bad. It was like pockets, right? Like, you'd be walking under a bridge or you'd be walking next to like a building and like you would just get big whiffs of poop. But like it wasn't 24/7, right? The same way with other big cities, like where, you walk around and sometimes you just get a big whiff of stink. Like, and that's just kind of how it was there too. I expected with how cleanly and like whatever it was going to be that maybe there wouldn't be that stink, but there still was. And again, it's just urban architecture. Like, what do you expect? So, Connor Current asking, did I see any pompadours? Did we? Am I thinking?
I don't know what that is.
I know. Isn't that I thought that was a hairstyle that greasers wore. Unless you're thinking of geishas, or because then we did see those. Masubi said, maybe I smell like shit. Kaneko said, it's a bit funny how all the foreigners pronounce Kyoto wrong. They're still understandable, though. I would love to hear how it's pronounced. Maybe I should look it up. We can figure it out. Masubi said, I'm coming, duh. Yeah, so he's going. Definitely, we should go on a trip with him. He's so goated, dude. Zoe said, you either squat on either side and let it fly. Good way to know. Steven Hagel said, Corn got wet. Yeah, I definitely made wet. I'll tell you what. Connor said Asian countries all use bidets as a standard. That is very true. It literally was almost like I said, I don't think there might have been one where I didn't see a bidet. It was insane, like how often, and heated seats. You know what I mean? And heated seats.
That was the best.
Yeah,
that someone warmed it up for you.
Yeah, it was awesome. Zoe said also some bidets have sound machines where you don't bother people with your loud dookie. I think you'd be surprised on how loud this dookie was. So Masubi said, Nick, I'm coming with you. He said next time you go.
Let's go. It sounds like we're getting wives.
Steven Higgle said, so do you still need to wipe after it shoots you with water? That's a great question. So for me, I still did, and it's kind of like just like a, checking.
You gotta dry it somehow.
You got to dry and you got to check. You know what I mean? It's like, because since there's hopefully not a camera in there, can't really check. So you just let it spray like super soak. You kind of do the hip wiggle. You know what I'm saying? You like let it hit the inside.
You grind on it a little bit.
You grind on it a little bit. So yeah, and then you do the wipe to check. So yeah, as Connor said, yes, Steven dry and get anything left. Yeah. Bailey said, corn field trip to Japan. Yeah, let's just take everybody who's a Cornborn fan to Japan. All 22,000 of the subscribers, all of us get on one plane. So, did I get scared when the toilet talked to me? I don't think that happened to me once. I don't think the toilet talked to me at all. No, I've seen videos of that. That is a real thing, but I don't think it ever happened to me. So, yeah. Waffle House asked, am I workshopping a new photo pose for my next trip? Well, you'd be surprised which one I'm going to do in Germany. So, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I had to do the Japan thing. I had to hit the E. There were some times where I'd hit the forward one. And then as time went on, you can see it angles more and more towards my head as I learned. It got more and more towards my head. Yeah, Brad said that this do be farting. Dude, big time. Crazy big time. Stephen Higgle said, yeah, heated toilet seats haven't even begun to live life yet. Yeah, dude, it's literally such a game changer. It's crazy. Brian said, is this slide going to be available in the Discord? So sad you're missing the slideshow. Yes, I'll drop in the Discord for sure. Maddie said a members only Japan trip. That would be crazy. Connor said, I got scared of a cute Japanese voice talking to me while pooping was unexpected. Well, I think Nick would welcome that. So,
it's the high pitched voices that do it for me.
This guy's crazy. All right, let's move on to Kyoto. Kyoto was super dope. So we took the bullet train down to Kyoto. We popped in and it was raining there for a little bit. We dropped our stuff off at the Airbnb. I don't have any photos of the Airbnb, but it was really cool. No. Can you explain what that type of house is like?
Yeah, so it was more of a traditional home rather than like a nice high-rise hotel or apartment. And Connor and I ended up sleeping on tatami mats, which you see the pictures of it, but they give you like this fold-up bed. It's essentially just a pad that you can sleep on top of the tatami mats. And it was very, very comfortable. I don't know if it was because I was drunk every night, but they were very comfortable.
I wasn't drunk every night, but it still was very, very comfortable for me. I thought it was great. It honestly might have been some of the best I've slept. So, but yeah, so we stayed in that, like he said, more of a traditional house that, the tatami mats. It had a bedroom. It didn't the living room literally had one of the little low to the floor tables with the cushions around it, which was very, very cool. There was a TV that had a smart TV on it for the first time, so we would just watch the Family Guy clips on YouTube when we were chilling out. So flew all the way to Japan to watch Family Guy. Very cool. So as you can see here, like I said, it was more of the local shrines. This was the first time that we really started seeing shrines. Obviously, we saw the Senjoji temple earlier. But like I said, this was really where it started to set in more of the history and the lore of Japan. And I'll get to this later, but I mean, genuinely, Kyoto was probably my favorite part of the entire trip because it was very, because again, it was like what I was saying earlier, where you picture Japan in your mind on what the ancient architecture, the history, the religion, the religious part of it, all that kind of stuff. That's Kyoto. That's where all of that lives. So even when we
also, this shrine was just in some dude's backyard.
Yeah,
this was just open to the public, obviously, but it was just someone's backyard.
Yeah, it's it was literally just in some dude's backyard. We literally, because we probably walked, I don't know, a quarter mile away from the Airbnb just to see what was up. So these were just a few of them that we saw, and like I said, the history and the lore really started to set in. I think this was the night where you downloaded Tinder or Bumble, possibly, and this is where you met. I'm not gonna say her name, but a nice lady from Japan. Well, actually, we'll get to that because after this, sorry, I forgot about it, but after this, we had to obviously go slap the old Mickey D's for the culture. It was dope. I'm not gonna lie. There's something, and maybe it's excitement, maybe it's a little bit of the, what is that term? A little bit of a placebo, right? But I mean, either way, for some reason, I got a Big Mac and it just tasted fresher. It wasn't as salty, like it wasn't as chewy and rubbery. Like it was like very you could tell that they used like actual food products in it. So that was pretty nice. Got some fries. You got the samurai burger there, didn't you?
I did. Yeah.
Explain what the samurai burger is.
Essentially, it's just fucking McDouble with cheese, but with teriyaki sauce. Like they dipped patty in teriyaki sauce.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I had a little bite. It was good. Yeah, that was very, very good. Yeah, just like a nice, because I remember like we hit like, and I was like, yo, like, I'm not going to lie, like, because at that point we'd just been eating sushi and ramen and egg sandwiches. And I was like, I'm not going to lie, a burger would slap right now. So there was a McDonald's like a block away. Walked over there and ate. Yes. So it was pretty good. Got some snackaroos there. So afterwards, though, that's when we decided to go downtown-ish and go hit the Pokemon Center in Kyoto. This is where I got. I didn't get a photo with the Pikachu as the guy showed, but I still thought it was very, very cool. Got a photo with the Lugia and the Ho-Oh as Charles and Becca walk around and bought stuff. This was. I actually walked in there with an open mind this time. I was like, maybe I'll actually give it a shot. Maybe I'll see if they have anything good. Nope. Nothing. Slop. It was all bad. Like, as you can see in the background, like, literally back here, like, shelves and shelves and shelves and shelves of stuffies and plushies. And it's like, if you want to grab your favorite one and take it home, that's chill. If you want to buy 5,000 of them, that's chill. But, like, for me, like, I'm not really, again, like, a huge plushie person. And just, like, I really tried to find something of utility. I really tried to find a Switch case. I really tried to find, a game that I didn't have that was a good price. I really tried to find something. Nothing. Like, it just... I don't know. Again, it really is targeted to children. So like it makes sense that like, you bring a child in there, they're going to go crazy. But me personally, again, as someone who's not really into plushes, wasn't great, but just seeing these like almost life-size, not life-size because I mean the Lugia one would be the size of the building, but like seeing these huge statues was very, very cool. So
wasn't the Ho-Oh like signed by one of the artists?
I think so. I'm not sure. Yes, it was. It was signed by Masuda, which, as you guys may know about Pokemon, he was like one of the chief. I think he's like an executive with the Pokemon company now. But yeah, Masuda signed the Ho-Oh, which I have a picture of on my phone. I actually probably show it real quick. But yeah, I thought that was very cool that like he came and visited the center, and yeah, he came and visited the center and signed the back of the Ho-Oh tail. I think I don't know if I took a picture with my other camera or. Here it is. Yeah. Here, I'll switch to full screen. Yeah. It's a little too bright, but you can kind of see that Masuda signed the back of the tail, so I thought that was sick. I thought that was like a cool little piece. It'd be like, it'd be like I don't know. I can't think of a metaphor. Anyway, so after that, we decided to go back, and we were looking for a dinner place, and there was this really sick shop that was like 2 or 3 doors down from the train station that like had Wagyu beef. I'm never going to figure out how to pronounce it on the side, and that's all they were doing. They were doing steaks. They had the udon. We all ended up getting the Wagyu udon, and it was delicious. Oh, my God. It was like... It's so good. Like I've never had that type of like it's so weird like how to describe the texture of Wagyu or whatever, like because it's not like you expect like it looks like steak, right? So you expect it to be super chewy and take a long time. Like you maybe dissolve that in 5 bites. Like I mean like it's very soft. It's very I don't know. Like how would you describe the texture?
Buttery.
Buttery is a great way to put it. It's very buttery. So but it was really funny because we were in the shop and we were watching like Japanese just local television of like these 2 dudes arm wrestling, which I thought was really funny. And like the thing that we were laughing about is you can kind of see it's really blurred out. But the thing about Japanese television is that there's just a reaction. Like there's literally a me right now on the stream. There's a reaction cam to everything. The news, it's these arm wrestling things. Like there's a reaction cam for like it's the pop star shows. There's a reaction cam for everything. So we were joking because it flipped. Like they had this like super like unserious arm wrestling competition thing going on, very dramatic, like the super fast zooms on the camera and stuff. And then they just swap out of nowhere to talk about the wildfires that are happening in Japan right now. And I make a joke to Charles, and I'm like, I just think it's really funny how like they have the reaction cam still going while talking about how the country is burning to the ground. So we're laughing about the reaction cams, and the dude who owns the shop, I don't think is understanding what we're saying. So he walks over and he points up at the wildfires and says something in Japan, and then like laughs so hard that he almost pisses himself. So we would love to. I wish I knew the context of what he was laughing about, because we were laughing about the cams. I don't know what he was laughing about when it came to the wildfires. Yeah, but that was definitely interesting. But after we ate, got on the train. Karaoke again. Here's Nick doing the national anthem.
No lyrics whatsoever.
No lyrics. Double fisting. Yeah, that was really cool. That was really, really cool. I like that we got to do that. Yeah, I like that you were just like free balling it off the top of your noggin, double mic'd up, like
Hammered.
Yeah, hammered. Yeah, you were cooking. You were absolutely cooking. So I didn't mean to play it again, but yeah. So we hit karaoke again. This time only for an hour. And since you're on the clock, right? It's when we went the first time, we went for 3 hours, so we kind of paced ourselves a little bit. Not this time. It was an hour, and like we were ordering pitchers, and we would pour them. We'd be like, drink, 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 drink. So like we'd just be slamming them as fast as we could, because they had a rule where you couldn't order another one until all of them were empty. So just pounding pints. And they just kept bringing in pitchers for us. So it was beautiful. So went to bed after that. Did you go out that night or no? I can't remember. I don't think you. No, you didn't, because I remember you and Becca were having a conversation outside of the shower that I was in.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
Okay. Well, so because this is when you matched with She Who Must Not Be Named.
Oh.
Not even like in a bad way. I'm just not going to say her name. But
yeah.
Anyway, the next morning I wake up and Nick's like, I'm going on a date. And we're like, all right, that's sick. So I was against it. I was against it.
You were so against it.
I was against it because I was like, you're going to get your kidneys harvested and then you're going to end up on the side of a milk carton in Japan. Like, I was like, this is not a good idea. But you went and it turned out really good. She was very cool. She put us onto a lot of knowledge. Very, very beautiful. Yes. She had a lot of knowledge of the area, gave us cool recs, taught us about shrines and temples, taught you, and then vicariously through us. But after that, we met for this Michelin star breakfast. It was literally $20 a person for a Michelin star experience. And I feel like a lot of Michelin stars maybe might be like this, but this one specifically was more experience based than like a big full meal. But this one was called, it was based on the Life of Rice. So the way that it worked was, they bring you out like the cooked, but it was kind of chewy on the inside. That was like the first stage of it. And the second one was like rice, how you'd expect it, cooked and then soft. And then at the end, they brought out this crispy one. But the rice was not the star of the show here. This miso soup that it was like a pork miso soup that she brought out. And I slammed probably 12 of these teas, by the way. This like Nick can attest that this pork miso soup may have been the best thing I've ever consumed in my entire life. It was so incredibly flavorful. It had the perfect balance of like sweet yet salty, but like the pork would like you think would just be like I don't know, like it literally, like she just killed the pig in the back and then like slow roasted it for 12 hours. Like it was the best soup I've ever had. It was so good. It was so good. I don't know. Do you have anything to say about that?
No, it was and then not only the soup, she just handed us like these 2 fish.
Oh,
head and
yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Head and all, and she was like, yeah, no, a lot of kids or a lot of tourists are really scared to eat these. And we were like, do we eat the whole thing? She was like, yeah. So
Yeah, they were literally like, they were little sardines. Like they were little sardines that she just like put on this like little grill, and they were like charred. You just like bit into them and just ripped the head off, and it was like the saltiest thing I've ever tasted in my life. It was crazy. But
then going from the fish to the soup to the fish to the soup.
Oh yeah, that was an experience. That was an experience for sure. Costco Jumbo in the chat saying yes, that's common for Michelin. It's all about the experience. Oh, for sure. And then he also just asked, tell us more about the date. Tell him more about the coffee date.
Yeah.
And obviously don't name her name, but
Yeah. So I matched with my wife. She doesn't know it yet. No, I matched with her on Bumble. We're chatting a little bit. She speaks English, so that was a huge help in all of it. But no, we were kind of talking, and the night before I was like, oh, I was gonna go out to karaoke with my friends. Like, would you want to come with us? So I was trying, like, at this point when her and I were first talking, I was definitely a little tipsy. But she was like, oh no, I'm kind of with my friends. I'm just visiting. I'm gonna go back to my hostel here soon. I'm beat. And then she was like, do you want to get coffee tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, I'd love to. But so I hop on the train, and it was like 15-minute train ride to this coffee shop. And I get there, and she's like, okay, I'm almost there. She's like, I'm 5 minutes away. I was like, all right, I'm standing right outside. Just look for goofy white guy with a mustache. And so I figure I have a little time to kill. There's a little shrine nearby, so I go and look at it. And then I see this like 5'1" Japanese woman. And then I don't think it's been mentioned yet, but the Japanese, how they dress, so stylish, so fashionable. She strolls up in this beautiful dress. She's got a little suitcase with her because she's traveling to visit these friends. And yeah, no, I was like, right then and there, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna bring her back home. But no, the day went well. We got coffee. It helped a lot because she ordered in Japanese. But yeah, no, I mean, we just kind of chilled out for a little bit. Yeah, we were still talking. It's like probably like 5 a.m. there now. So things are going good.
yeah. Getting some motion. He's gonna bring her as a date to my wedding. So
Work in progress.
That's the strat. So
But yeah, no. There's a few more dates that I went on that were quite entertaining.
yeah.
From the stories I've told Connor.
Oh yeah.
We will cover those.
Oh yeah, 100%. But yeah, great date for him. Seemed very cool. I'm glad he did not get his kidneys harvested any of the times that he met up with any of these people. But they all turned out well for him, which is good. Mm-hmm. So on the way back from the Michelin star restaurant, this was like when we hit the white boy in a foreign country where it's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know, let's just go over there. And we're like, okay. So we ended up going over to this one called the Yasaka Shrine and Park. It was very dope. They had a lot of different shrines, a lot of different temples, and Nick informed us that basically the way that the shrines work, and not the temples, right? Just the shrines are, they're basically graveyards. So underneath them is like ancestors of people that like people in Japan like will go out and visit, like I don't know, as much as they want. I mean, from the experience he had, she said she did it annually, but which is pretty cool that it's like, instead of just having like a piece of cobblestone with your name chiseled into it, it's like, you got these like giant like statues and different places where people can go and worship to their ancestors, because that religion is Taoism? Where it's very based on worshiping ancestors, which is very cool. I respect that. So yeah, there's like all the shrines that you can see here, like with the lamps, like the different like little temple thing where I'm eating the matcha ice cream, delicious. And then all like the little like in the background. On the left hand picture was more lamps and stuff. But all this like. I said here I learned about the clapping and the bowing. I was very confused on what was going on, but that is like a very traditional way to worship to the ancestors. I don't know. I couldn't do it verbatim how they did it, but it involved like 2 claps and like a bow. And then I think you like said a prayer to them. And there was a lot, like sometimes you would ring a bell. There was a lot of that going on, which I thought was very cool. Like this was like the first time again, like where I was talking about earlier, where I felt very immersed, like in the, in the like the more the cultural side of Japan compared to just like the downtown-esque side of it. But yeah, it was very cool to see all that, see all the buildings that were set up. The matcha ice cream was good. I got that. Nick got a crab stick, which was just so interesting.
Yeah, that was probably the worst thing I ate there, but I would eat another.
Yeah, like it wasn't horrible. It's just the texture threw me off.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it would definitely, yeah, like, again, that was probably, like, that's a good way to put it. The worst thing, but I'd still eat it. Yeah, so that was just from a street vendor. He literally just had them out just sizzling out there. He picked up a crab stick. I got a little matcha ice cream. Had to go all matcha out, you know what I'm saying? And now that I'm back home, I'm honestly just going to stay on that train because matcha's so good. But, yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. We roamed around there. There was a park in the back. There was, like, koi fish in a pond. There was like a nice, not really like technically a Zen garden, but it looked very much like a Zen garden where we were at. Lots of good trees, benches, like all this kind of stuff. Good walk. Just a nice little walk around sightseeing type thing. So here's more pictures from that. Here's like the front of the shrine, and there's that park I was talking about. There's me like, there's the little pond where...
some koi fish, some turtles.
Yeah. Some koi fish, some turtles. The Beluski in the chat said, Corn is probably the only person who goes on holiday and comes back in even better shape. How is that possible? I'll tell you how. Genuinely is taking 30,000 steps a day, and I ate 3 meals a day. I didn't snack at all, and those meals were actually like well proportioned. Like they, like, you know what I mean? It's like I think I only pigged out one time, and we'll get to that later. But besides that, it was like, you eat a bowl of ramen and some rice, and you're full, and like that's maybe only 400 calories. You know what I mean? Like it's not like here where it's like I scarf down a whole pizza and it's 1,700 calories. Like, it's like it's just crazy. Like especially with how much we wanted to do. You know what I mean? It was like we didn't want to sit around at the restaurant all day and eat. Like, it was like we ate, we enjoyed the experience, and then we're like, let's go look at something else. Like just lots of walking, lots of like I said, proportionate eating. So, but yeah, this was the park that we went to in the background. More of the shrine here. Or I guess that's more of a temple, I guess. I don't know anymore. But yeah, it was at the shrine. So it was, again, just the architecture is just beautiful. It was crazy. So, that was like my first real taste of like like one thing I did notice after some time is a lot of the ancient architecture is all red, orange, yellow. You know what I mean? Like, which is very unique. You don't really see a lot of that, obviously, in the States. So it's very cool to see like that was the color of choice. I thought it was like, the contrast up against the green trees, like they did it on purpose. It looked great. Very, very cool. So after that, we walked out, and so the goal was I was going to go get a tattoo, hoping they were going to do walk-ins. So we walked into the tattoo parlor. She said, I could probably get you in around 4 or something like that. We priced it out. I picked out the one I wanted. And then I realized with how long the tattoo was going to take, we had reservations at 7, so I pushed it to the next day. So in that time, we went and walked up and down these streets. Like the street you can see right here, there was maybe about, 50 to 100 of them, maybe, like all next to each other. Every single building was just a local shop, like matcha places. Like I think you got like a matcha cake on a stick. They had different shops where you could buy bags. Like they had, it was a local walkable market. It was beautiful. Like, like you could get anything and everything you needed all in a walk. But in the process, though, we see this big temple in the background, the Hokkanji Temple. We were laughing about this the whole trip because there's a little plaque on the side that tells the lore about it. And it was basically some dude who was like a Buddhist, and like he woke up one day and was like, I had a dream about this temple. And then they like I said in the slide, everybody was just like, yeah, that's dope, let's build it. And they just built it. Like, didn't it say on there, Nick, that like they didn't use a single screw or bolt or anything?
Yeah, they didn't use a single nail.
Yeah, not a single nail. That's all just like literally Jenga together. It's crazy. And it's tall too. Like it's at least 500 feet tall, right? Like, I mean, it was very big. And that the one on the right, it's a little stretched out, obviously, to fit the slide, but like that was more the view from the top of the hill, while the one on the left is more at the bottom. And we were walking up, literally just like looking at stuff, being like, let's go look at that. Oh, that was really cool. Let's read about it. Oh, there's another one up there. Let's go look at that one. Like, and that's basically how the whole day went. But the lore on that, like, we just joked so many times throughout the trip about being like, I just had a dream, we should build something. But like, so that was very, very cool. And then, so since the tattoo was the next day, we had the appointment at 7. We figured we still had a little bit more time. So we ended up going to the Kiyomizu Temple. So I don't know if you guys have seen clips online of touristy stuff to do in Japan. This is one of them. So this is the place where you go and they have like the big piece of cast iron that you're trying to pick up. And like, you know, it was like if you pick it up, it brings luck and joy to your family or whatever. But this was really, really cool. And again, like this was kind of the realizations where it was like, you can literally just go do so much dope stuff, so much dope entertainment. The ticket to get into this temple, and Nick, what? It was probably 2 hours worth of a walk and stuff. Like,
yeah, I think it was 500 yen.
It's 500 yen, which is like the equivalent of $3.50 maybe. Like, just to get in there and walk around and look at everything. Like, it's just crazy how I literally just pulled some yen out of my bag and I was like, they're coins. Like, you know, they go up to 100 with yen. Just handed him 5, or oh wait, no, they go up to 500. But either way, just paid for it like with what felt like a quarter in my pocket. So, you know, again, this is where, like, I think this was like the moment where I was like, all right, like, because this was the most ancient one. This one was like what, 1200 AD, I think. Like, this one has been around for 900 years. Like, that is is more than 3 times the age of the United States. Like, this one temple, like, that's insane to think about. And it's still standing strong, and the paint is still red as ever. And, you know, it's like, it was just one of the most breathtaking experiences I've ever had, is like seeing these things. Yeah, and again, like kind of how Costco Jomo said in the chat, that's all traditional Japanese joinery. No nails, no screws, no nothing. Yeah, it's just insane, like how they had so much, like the architecture of it, like it's so smooth yet so angular, and the colors are bright. Like, again, like I said, like you can see in the picture here, like just up against the background of those green trees, like it's just gorgeous. Like, it's insane. Costco again asking in the chat, did we encounter any temples that didn't allow Americans or foreigners? Heard that some are starting to ban outsiders. We didn't encounter any like that.
No, yeah.
If they started doing that, wouldn't surprise me, because, you know,
there were some areas where it was like worshipers only.
Yes, yeah. There's areas where it's like, you know, if you are a Buddhist, if you know, do the Taoism or whatever, it's like when I went up to the shrines, I never did the claps or the bows or anything out of respect, and obviously that's not my religion, so it was like a little out of my league. But yeah, there were signs and stuff on a lot of these where it's like, if you are like, this is exclusively if you are of this religion and you want to worship here, like, and we obviously stayed away from it because that's just the right thing to do. But yeah, this place was gorgeous. Went for a long walk. Sorry, I didn't mean to skip ahead. I thought I had more of this, but yeah, like when you got to the top, you could look over the side of, like, literally on another mountain, there was like another temple that was set up. So we walked all the way around and got to the other temple, and then you could see it from the other side. Walked down, there was like this sacred water thing that like came out of the mountain where people would go and worship that water, I think, or something, or they used it as sort of a, you know, some sort of tradition or whatever. But that was very, very cool. Yeah, and then by the end of that, I mean, it was funny, by the end of that, like, we started off at the Airbnb, and then by the time that we got done, I think we were like 45 minute walk away, and we were like, how did we even get here? Like, you know, it was just one of those where we were like, this was just not planned at all. We just saw cool stuff and walked to it. Like, I think that's the best way to travel, is like, you just don't, like, I mean, obviously have some sort of idea, kind of, but like, you know, like, don't be like, all right, at 2:30 we're going to the Kiyomizu Temple, and then at 2:45 we're gonna leave, and blah blah. Like, I don't know, I just think, like, just stop and enjoy the moment. And like, that was 98% of this trip was just stopping and enjoying the moment. The other 2 was scrambling in train stations. But yeah, we just did so much just stopping and enjoying the moment. So let me see. Okay, cool. Yeah, so then after that, the reservations that we had was the sumo dinner experience. This was one of my favorite things that we did the entire time. That was so much fun. So you went in, it was a little pricey, I will say, but, you know, you got unlimited food, you got unlimited drinks, you got a geisha experience. They came out and did the dance, their ceremonial dance, and then after that, they had 2 sumo wrestlers come out and they explained, you know, their training routines. They explained the different type of sumo techniques. They explained you know, like why the top knot has such a like significance, like because when they retire, they cut the top knot off. The diet that they eat, you know, like what, just like, it was so in depth. And then obviously at the end I have the video here, but like of one of they did 3 bouts, and like, you know, whoever best of 3 won. And it was cool the way they set it up, because there was 2 different sides of the building. There was the side, like if you were sitting on one side, it's basically how they do it like in Japan as well, is like if you sit on one side, you're basically on the side of one wrestler, then if you sit on the other side, you're on the side of that wrestler. So they did this fun thing where you'd slam on the tables, you'd scream for your wrestler, all this kind of stuff, and it was like really fun. Yeah, I low-key think it may have been like WWE and rigged a little bit, but I don't know. You watch this next fight, you tell me. It looked pretty real, I will say that. But I wonder if maybe they like flip a coin and they go, all right, this guy's going to win tonight. You know what I mean? Like just to give them like the glory every once in a while. But as you can see on the right, that's me and Nick with the sumo. That was what was his name? Kiyozumi or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but he was so fun. Like, it was so funny because, like, you know, like it was like they didn't take it seriously at all. Like, they obviously took it seriously when they wrestled, but then like everything else, like they were making jokes, like they were doing stuff like showing stuff that was illegal. Like one of them, like they almost ripped their diaper off. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly what it was called, but you know, they ripped their bottom clothes off, like, so he was just sitting there like covering his nuts. It was pretty funny. Yeah, it was like they were like both really funny guys. They were actually both they wasn't fake either, because they were both actually retired professional sumo wrestlers. So that was very, very cool. Here's the video of that, unless Nick, you have anything else to say about it.
No, I'm good.
Cool. Yeah, here's the video. So before we get started, what happened? I just wanted to give context on who ours was.
Ours is the guy in the green.
Yes, ours was the guy in the green.
On the right.
Kiyoyuki.
Oh, yeah.
So sick. So incredibly sick. Yeah, they did it 3 times. Our wrestler won. It was super fun. Drank a bunch of beers, ate some chicken nuggets, ate some corn dogs. Had some corn dogs. So, yeah, that was super sweet. After that, walked home, went to bed. Did you go out that night or no?
I think that was my night.
That was your night, yeah.
That was the night.
That was a night, yeah. If you're watching the stream right now and you're members, I'll drop it in the members only Discord of the funniest text I've ever received in my life from Nick. To keep the stream PG, I will not I will not show it, but it was definitely hilarious. He went out and had another date. Was this was a Brazilian girl?
Yeah, this was the Brazilian girl.
Yeah. So he went out with a Brazilian girl, got silly, and sent me the funniest text I've ever seen in my life. So, yeah, I'll send that in the members only Discord. So, just to make it exclusive, it was hilarious. But anyway, on that note, though, you're out till how late that morning? Like 3 or 4 in the morning?
Yeah, it wasn't the latest I was out on the trip, but it was like 3 a.m.
Yeah, he got back at like 3 a.m., like came in through the sliding door and everything, stumbling around, whatever. So we decided that because of a lot of these places obviously get packed with visitors and tourists, which makes sense. We're one of them, right? But, you know, it's like to try to beat that crowd, you want to either get there super early or super late. So for the Torii gates, we decided to get there super early. So we got up at what, 6 in the morning, 7, 6, something like that.
6, 7.
So yeah, 6 up. So Nick slept in, and or didn't sleep in. Sorry, slept, and then we got him up. Had maybe slept for about 2 or 3 hours, and we're like, we're going to the gates, and he was like, okay, and like just got up, immediately went with us. I did not comprehend how like the amount of stairs there would be. It is a mountain. Like it literally took an hour to climb to the top of the mountain, all stairs. I was the fat one out of shape. I was the one every 5 seconds being like, like trying to like just put my hand up against something, breathing, being like, I need to work out more, all this kind of stuff. And Nick's just like powering through it, walking up off 2 hours of sleep, crazy. But no, this was a very also kind of a spiritual experience as well, because there is some lore behind the Torii Gates or something. I think it's like, I saw a video the other day or something that said something along the lines of like, especially outside of shrines, they put Torii Gates as like a symbol between like the real world and the spiritual world. And basically all these, I think, like had different engravings on them. At some point, like it seemed like every single one was different, and some of them would have names of people on them. I saw one in English. But yeah, there's what, 1,000? Is that how many there is? Yeah.
Or 998 since.
Yeah, there were two missing. So, yeah, the whole time we walked, there was 2 missing. But yeah, that was. I'm not even exaggerating. I think I say it here. Yeah, but it's so much walking, like completely going uphill the majority of the time until you get to the top of the mountain. You know, there's obviously all the different shrines along the way to the top, like graveyards, yeah, where people were buried, where people would obviously stop and pay respect. Get to the top of the mountain, work our way down. It was great. Like again, it was a very like the bright orange is just so unique. Like I just feel like you don't ever really see that anywhere else, and maybe you do. I just am not as traveled as I should be, but. Very unique, just a great experience. I was wiped. It was a good time, but something that made a lot of it was there was a lot of cats there, which I loved. I love this video of this cat just sitting on one of the shrines, just licking his paws at 8 a.m, taking a bath on someone's gravestone. So there were so many different cats there. It was insane. They like, I wouldn't say feral, but they weren't super friendly. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you like put your hand out and you're like, come here, or whatever. And like, they wouldn't come to you, but they wouldn't like attack you. You know what I mean? They just like kind of wanted to be left alone. So thought that was very cool that they had cats there. That was very nice. But after the Torii Gates, like I said, we checked our phone, 10,000 steps in by 8 a.m. for the day. It was crazy. So we were walking around. We were looking for somewhere to eat. And as we were walking in from the train station, we saw this place that had Kobe beef, which is like part of a Japanese cattle. It's there's Wagyu and then there's Kobe beef, and Wagyu is a form of, or Kobe beef is a form of Wagyu, but it's even more kind of like, I don't know, soft. It has even more fibers or whatever that makes it whatever. But that burger was fire. I will say it was really good to eat a burger at 8 a.m. We were back on our Chili's grind for real. But it was well earned. It was well deserved after the hike. The picture and that was the first time we had that soda. I don't know if you want to talk about that. That soda's good.
The Ramune soda.
Yeah.
The best way I could describe it is it was like bubblegum flavored cream soda.
Yes, that is a great way to put it. But it's like very light. Like it doesn't taste like thick or creamy or anything like some other sodas. It's very light and refreshing. But yeah, it was the first time we had that. But we also had it as ice cream earlier. I think I showed it, but then I forgot to go back to it. But that was really good too. But yeah, and the thing on the right was just a giant golden Buddha statue, which I thought was very sick. So that was a lot of fun. That hike was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Afterwards, Nick went back, took a nap. He had to catch up on sleep after being up for sleeping for 2 or 3 hours and then not doing much. But that was a perfect time for me to go get my tattoo done. So there's a place in Tokyo, which is very cool. This was the place that I got it done. Kyoto, sorry. Yeah, sorry, Kyoto. I mean, they're in all 3. My bad, but this one I went to specifically is called Three Tides. I think it's a different name on Instagram. I think they have a different name for it, but it's under the Three Tides brand, which was very, very cool. So I went in there and I ended up getting this koi fish done. So yeah, it probably took about 3 hours or whatever. Here, I'll go full screen for it. But I got this guy done. Looks a little crushed right now because I need to put some lotion on it. But yeah, this was my big souvenir. This was, this isn't a little trinket. This isn't a little stuffed animal. my new Yatu that I got done. I'm pretty stoked. I absolutely love it. I mean, she killed it. It's funny enough. It was literally like, she's probably about my age, 25, 26. Ukrainian girl who was a refugee from the war, worked her way over to Tokyo and started doing tattoos there. She was very, very cool. She was amazing to spend time with and an amazing artist. So this was my big souvenir. Super stoked on it. I'm glad that I can have a piece of that trip on my body for the rest of my life. To really cement it. So yeah, that was a good time. We hung out. She spoke a little bit of English, so it was cool just to go back and forth. I taught her how to say the word appreciate, which was cool. She said she couldn't say it, so I helped her out. But yeah, no, that was super fun. I'm glad, again, so glad I got this. It was my number one thing that I really wanted. Again, I wish I could have got one. I feel like that's something I need to schedule in advance and probably spend a whole day doing, where they do the little like nail poke thing. I would love to get a tattoo like that done, but maybe I'll do that next time I go to Japan. But yeah, my number one souvenir, super stoked on it again. If you haven't noticed, the majority of this arm is all in black, and then I'm going to try to do a lot of this arm in color and black. So I think it'll be like a cool split. But yeah, glad I could have a piece of Japanese art done in Japan and have it forever. So pretty sick. Afterwards, Nick was still asleep. I think Becca and Charles were back at the house or still shopping or something. So I was all by myself. I literally just threw my headphones in and I just started walking around just staring at stuff. Like, that's just how you got to do it. No, man.
I found you after you got done.
I know. I was going to say that I found the ramen shop, and then you woke up. And then that's where you met me. And then I just stumbled into this random ramen shop and just absolutely slurped down, dude. You see this little piece of pork. I got the ramen. It was all in like a chicken broth. Had green onions. I can't think of what else, but I mean, it was so good. Like, I think it had egg. It like had a whole egg in it. Like the ramen is just unbeatable. I mean, obviously, right? It's just unbeatable. It's so good. Yeah, Nick showed up. You ended up getting something similar, but I think you had what'd you have, the soy sauce or something?
Yeah, I think I got the soy sauce one.
Very cool. Yeah, that one looked good. I should have got that, but I'm just kidding. But it was still pretty good. But yeah, we smacked down on that ramen shop. It was delicious. And then after that, we were kind of just walking around, farting around, looking for more. So my tattoo artist actually recommended this place that we should go to. As you can see in the background in this middle picture, this Buddha was 200 feet tall, maybe? Like, it was enormous.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was so huge. Like, and the picture doesn't do it justice again, right? But like, it was so tall. It was one of the ones where you'd walk up to it and you'd probably like have to bend your neck 90 degrees to see the top of it. Like, it was so huge. But sadly, that one was closed. We still got to see it from a distance, but off to the side, there was it was basically, I don't know, I'd probably say on a couple acres of land. It was huge, but it was this old shogun's. So this old shogun ruled over the area of Japan for a while. He died, and then his wife, to commemorate his honor and his memory, basically built this huge, like, would you just say like house? I guess like it was like.
Well, it was his private residence, and then eventually after he died, she just like transformed the whole area into like just like even more beautiful, and then did like that garden too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, we were walking around there. I mean, they had some there was these like really cool Zen gardens that we got to go sit into. Like, we literally had all the stones like all raked perfectly. We just sat out there in just complete silence. And like Nick brought up a great point while we were there, basically saying he's like it's just insane that this is like in the middle of like a metropolitan area and it's still silent. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you don't hear cars driving by, you don't hear people fighting in the street over an Arby's coupon. Like, you know, it's like you're just sitting there in silence. Like, it was just like the most like serene, peaceful moment, was just sitting there and like seeing this garden. And there was a bamboo forest in there that we walked through. I think I have a picture of me in the bamboo forest later in the slideshow, but it was just such a crazy experience. And there was something that we read too, that the shogun and his wife were buried under some of the statues on the property, which I just like, that was just crazy. Like, to think that, you know, that they're just out there and this is kind of a tomb in a sense. Like, it was
everywhere in Japan's And pretty much just anywhere you go where it's like, oh wow, this is such a beautiful area. Like, look at
Yeah.
this shrine.
There's a dead guy there.
Yeah, there's bodies everywhere.
Yeah, they're just everywhere under the ground. It's just wild. But especially like, and it was crazy too that you even brought up like when we were sitting out in the Zen garden. It was kind of similar to when we were at the Imperial Palace. How you were like, I'm sitting like at the same Zen garden that a shogun sat at like 600 years ago. Like that. Like it's just such a it's just such a surreal feeling. You know what I mean? Like the way I've been describing, and like this is a good like I don't know kind of segue that I brought up about Japan to a lot of my friends recently is that. And they asked me how it's been. I'm like, the only way I feel like I can really describe it is it's just so incredibly ancient, but so futuristic at the same time. Like, it's just such a weird, like, portal into the future and the past at the same time. Because, you know, again, like the most efficient railway system you've ever seen. Like, you know, the shopping centers, all these different kinds of things, like their technology. It's all a little more futuristic than what we have. And then you also have temples that are 2,000 years old. Like, it's just such a weird in between to be in all the time. How we walk out of this temple and like, you know, you see like a Tesla driving by. Like, it's just such a it's just not actually a Tesla, but you know what I mean, like an EV, right? Like you see like an EV driving by and you're like, but I was just in this crib that was, you know, built 600 years ago. Like what? Like it's just such a surreal thing. But anyway, that night was one of the funniest nights of my life afterwards. So, as you can see, there's me on the right having a couple brews and a Kyoto dog in my mouth. So we basically our goal was just to go around bar hopping and go and see what's up, go and see you know, the different bars in the area. We stopped at this one that was like tourist friendly, American friendly, or whatever, because it was just on the way. So we just popped in there, had a couple super dries. And after that, we went to this kind of touristy bar as well. It was an Irish pub. This Pig and Whistle that I'm at. Had a couple beers there. And then we went to the next spot, which was like another kind of more, but this was like the chain Irish pub that like all tourists and locals both went to. So we went there and we're sitting down and we get these like giant beer towers that are like this thick and like literally probably 3 feet tall. And we have them on the tower and like we're just slamming the beers. And there's these two local Japanese guys next to us talking. And I don't even remember how we got the conversation started. But
me neither.
But we got the conversation started regardless. And we're talking and you know, one of them, they're both in college. One of them like works at like a nightclub or something. So he's got to be at work at 1 a.m., all this kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. His friend's telling us to tell him to quit. Like we're just kind of like, you know, bantering back and forth or whatever. And then Nick goes, where are the clubs at? So he gets us to, you know, they're like, then we convince the guy who has to work at 1 a.m. to go to the club with us. So I buy him a beer tower. He drinks the whole beer tower by himself. We're walking out of the bar to go to the club. We're walking down the street, and we're just casually walking, like casual pace. Like you can, I mean, Nick, you can't see the camera, but basically, like, you know, we're just walking casually, and then he just leans over. He just throws up in the middle of the street, immediately shoots back up like nothing had happened, and then runs into the river in the middle of the street, squats down, and just starts washing his hands in the river. we were so dumbfounded by like what just happened. And like he came back up, and I literally had to pull a Google Translate and be like, I thought you were gonna throw up in the river, and like he was like offended by it a little bit. Like I was like, oh, okay, that's where the line's drawn. All right, cool. But yeah, they take us to the club. We're at the club, you know, throwing down a little bit. And we're just chatting with the guys. And the funniest part of the night is just at one point, like, we kind of just have like a little, like, dead silent moment where we're kind of just sitting there and music's going, people are dancing. One of the dudes pulls out his phone and, like, types on Google Translate and shows us it. And it just says, you like boobs? We're just like, I guess. Like, yeah. Like, yeah, we're, wow. We just started going crazy. Like, I'm glad that was the icebreaker that you decided to pick. Like,
and then it was so funny because he was trying so hard to say it in English, but he just goes, Japanese women are very frat.
Yeah.
Just the very stereotypical, cannot say his L.
Yeah, it was very crazy. Like that, I was like, that was just such an insane icebreaker to pick. But yeah, that was bananas. They were super cool guys. I invited them both to my wedding, so we'll see if they actually show up. That'd be hilarious. But yeah, good time at the club. Walked back to the Airbnb, stumbled back. Obviously, ate egg sandwiches on the way home. And then yeah, went to Snooze Town after that and slept pretty good. So that was an eventful night. That was yeah, meeting those. It's always fun meeting locals and, you know, learning more about their life, but then also seeing that, like, and, you know, this is gonna sound goofy, but, like, you know, it's just like it's kind of like, I mean, anywhere else, but especially in a foreign country, it's like, hey, like they're just actual normal people too. You know what I mean? It's like they go to school,
They're
they
bros
love,
too.
yeah, they're just bros. Like, you know what I mean? Like they love
love boobs
drinking
too.
and they love boobs. Like, you know, it's just stuff like that where you're like, it's so funny how just some things just translate cultures. I don't know. It was wild, but good time. But woke up the next morning, bye Kyoto. We went and sat outside the Kyoto train station for a couple hours waiting for the bullet train to show up. This was one of the craziest things that I think I experienced, is that just how fast it goes. Like, so on a normal train, normal subway, it would have taken us an hour and 20 minutes to get to Osaka. And on the bullet train, it took 15 minutes. Like, you literally sat down and like the bell rang, and then it felt like you blinked your eyes and it was like, bing, you're in Osaka. And you were like, what? Like, it was just like, that experience was just so crazy, like how fast it would go by. Like, I've given references on, like, you know, the college town I went to is called Muncie, and like Muncie to Indy is about the same, about an hour 15 or whatever. So it was like, I just couldn't imagine getting to Muncie in 15 minutes. Like, it would just be insane. Like, so got to bring them trains here, buddy. Just got to bring them here. It's getting to that point. We just have to. Makes too much sense, especially now that Spirit's gone. I think we need to introduce a little option. But did I miss anything?
No, you covered it.
All right. Here's me in the bamboo forest, but here's a bunch of things that I feel like I learned in Kyoto. Like I said, I felt like it was the dopest spot of the trip, just because, again, the architecture, the spirituality, the nature, you know, it's again what I pictured in my mind Japan would be like. Sorry, I didn't mean to play the music. I sneezed and hit my headphones. Yeah, the history there is just unreal. The sumos is dope. The geishas were dope. You know, the 1,000-year-old temples were dope. The dude who had a dream to build the temple is just like crazy. You know, just the amount of history there is unreal. Like, just the traditions is crazy. Google Translate really came in clutch here. This was the time where it really went crazy, was when we were trying to talk to those guys. It wasn't just like at like a 7-Eleven and I'm like, I want a bag. You know what I mean? It would be like, you know, where are you from? What are you up to? Like all these kinds of things. And, you know, obviously some things, it's not perfect. It sometimes gets a little lost in translation, but it's just insane how you can fly 13 hours across the world, pull a little brick out of your pocket and talk to someone who doesn't speak a lick of English. Like, it's just, the future is now, dude. It's crazy. So, as here, this is where my dogs crazy bark. I mean, they were barking the whole trip, but at this point, like, I was, especially after the torii gates and the walking around and all that, I was like, growing crazy. Like I said, the very spiritual, the shrines are actually graves, like I brought up earlier. Crab stick, not too great. It was okay. I would eat again, but not great compared to like the ramen or the sushi or anything. The tatami mats are low-key goated. I actually feel like I would sleep on one of them casually if I could. Like, they were so nice to have. Like, for some reason, like, I don't know, I felt rested every morning I woke up. Like, I don't know, it was a very cool way to sleep. The weird half shower / tub area was definitely something I learned about, where, especially in Japan, obviously in the States, it's like, you know, you'll have like a standing shower, you'll just have a tub that has a shower head in it. In Japan, like in the bathrooms that we had, it was like they had like this little area on the ground where you would shower, and there was a drain and you would shower on it. It just felt like a bathroom floor, and then you could get into a tub and you could take a bath. And it was like the first time when we were in Kyoto, I would stand in the tub and shower because I felt like that was the right thing to do. But when we got to Osaka, I actually like stood on the ground that next time, and I was like, oh, this makes sense. Like, I was like, I didn't really think about it like that. So that was the first time I'd seen that. And the shower, the way their showers were too, at least the one in Tokyo, it was like a normal one where you just pull the dial. This one, it was like there was like 3 different dials. Like, one would be like if you wanted the drain or like the bathtub thing or the shower head, the temperature of it, and like just trying to figure all that out was definitely unique. Another thing I learned, so much sightseeing all around, seriously. Like, it's just like you walk 5 minutes anywhere and there's something cool to look at. Like, it's just insane, like how much history and how much culture and how much, you know, all of it is just baked into that area. Like, it's just all so close to each other. It's all walkable. It's crazy. So, yeah. And then I said, Yulia is dope. She's the one who did my tattoo. So shout out Yulia, for real. Absolutely killed this tattoo I got. And when I come back to Osaka, I'll see if she's available to hit me up again. So this is where I'm going to break it down for another question and answer portion in the chat. So, got any questions? Drop them about our Kyoto experience. I'll drop the Nick screenshot in the members chat too, because that was crazy. I know I covered a lot, so if you want me to recover anything, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. Give you some answers. If not, if you're all good, you want us to move on, let me know. Let me drop this.
I'm probably only going to be on for like another 20 more minutes.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I don't think this will last much longer.
Okay.
Schmitty, sorry.
I still gotta cook that hot pot.
Ooh, yeah. Got to cook that up. Schmitty asked if I ran up the hotspot I sent. No, I ended up doing the international day pass with AT&T. So, I kind of wish I would have done the eSIM or like the hotspot or. Oh wait, you said hot pot spot. My bad. I was reading it as hot spot. I'm stupid. I don't think I did. I don't think we did hit any hot pots. I wish we would have, dude. That was my bad. Honestly, the problem was I was posting so much on Instagram that's like so many people were banging my lines all the time that it just like all kind of fell away. There was only like I think one recommendation I did the whole time, but I should though. Next time I go, first on the list. So. Beluski asking, what is the one thing from Japan or Kyoto specifically you think should be standard across the globe? Like walkable cities and trains and buses. That's 100%. Like, it just like no matter the city that you live in, there should be an efficient bus line or a subway line. Bullet trains obviously should like, I would love to be able to travel to Chicago in an hour, like, in 30 minutes from Indy. Like, that'd be amazing. I'd love to be able to go to New York in 3 hours. Like, on a train too, like, because especially I think I asked Nick earlier, it's like the tickets were like $100 and we traveled like 700 miles or something crazy, like, what I mean, like, just insane, like how efficient, like, just having the secondary option outside of a car or a plane, like it's like I guess a third option, but still, like, it just makes too much sense. I don't know. I just don't know why. It's stupid, but
then I got something that should be standard across the globe.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Respect for people in your surrounding environment.
Yeah, I agree with that. That is another huge thing. It's just like, again, like what he said, just in general. Like, I mean, anywhere that you went, everybody was quiet, respectful, calm. There was only one time where I pissed off a local foreigner, but and that was because I was looking at my phone at Google Maps and I accidentally walked in front of him and he hit me with a gun and like threw his hands up, which was valid. I would have done the same thing. But besides that, I mean, no, seriously, everybody's quiet, calm, respectful. It's wild. So, no, I agree. That should definitely be moved or brought around the world. Beluski asks, is Nick moving to Japan with his to be with his beloved?
We'll cover some more events in Osaka.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But not ruling it out.
Not ruling it out is a good option. Asking, did I go to Nijo Castle? Did we? Nijo? Did we?
I don't think we did.
Where's that at? Oh, it's in Kyoto. I don't think. No, we didn't go here.
No.
I wish we would have. I know. Guess we got to go back. Dang it. No, that's beautiful. It reminds me of Osaka Castle, just a little different. Yeah, it's like covered by a moat and all that. So, yeah. Future Singer asking, I missed the first part of the live. So sorry, but if I'm repeating, but did we end up seeing any geishas? Yes, we did. So they weren't like out in the street. Well, I guess there were a couple out in the streets, but it wasn't like as prominent as like when we went to the Sumo Experience. Yeah, when we
weren't full white face.
Yeah, no, they didn't have all the makeup on and everything in the streets, but at the Sumo Experience, yes. So that's how they started off the Sumo Experience. Yeah, I'll pull that back up. Yeah, at the Sumo Experience, the way they started it off was they had the geishas come out and they did a dance like to a song, and then they also did some game where it was like what warrior, tiger, or old lady or something like that. It's basically like
Japanese.
Sorry.
Japanese rock paper scissors.
Yes, yeah. So they explained that, and I actually got pretty close to winning. I will say that I got pretty close. So no, that was sick though. It was really cool seeing them in person. Same with the sumos. Again, yeah, so much culture. It was crazy. Costco Jomo asking, how deep did I bow to apologize? When I bumped into that guy, I think I hit him with like a quick, because we were just in such a rush because it was in the train station. But yeah, I did hit him with a quick Sumasen. Hit him with a bow. So had to do what I had to do. But yeah, we definitely made bowing a lot of the trip. We definitely made it. Anytime we just casually were standing around, one of us would hit the deepest bow they could without snapping a spine in half. So very sick. Well, since Nick's got to go soon, we'll speed run the rest of this. Yeah, here's Osaka. This is Nick hitting the fent fold outside of the Don Quixote in Osaka. So as you can see in the background, this Don Quixote was super sick because it had the, oh my God, why do I always, Ferris wheel. Yes, it had the Ferris wheel where you could get in the little balls. It wasn't running anytime we were there though, which was poop. I really would have liked to, really would have liked to hit that. But yeah, that's Nick hitting the fent fold in front of the, in front of the Don Quixote. So one of my favorite picks for sure. Yeah, the Eagle landed. As soon as we got there, we dropped our stuff off at the Airbnb. And then me and Nick immediately were like, let's just go to Downtown Bori, because I think they went to a Pokemon Center. So like we were just like, let's go to Downtown Bori immediately. So we were walking around and we found this. I'm pretty sure it's a chain ramen shop, but it's still really good. Yeah, there was quite a few places to eat, but we saw ramen and I was like, I'm in the mood for ramen, so we popped in. Just like anywhere else in Japan, you ordered everything off the iPad and they just brought it to you, which was crazy. But yeah, I got that ramen right there that had the egg and all the pork and then the fried rice and the dumplings. What was that? $6? Like it's something like crazy.
1,800 yen.
Yeah, which is just insane. So yeah, it does say in the background, doesn't it? But yeah, it was delicious. That was so fire. We absolutely smacked down on that. Went crazy banana mode, no doubt. And then eventually, I guess I said Eagles landed twice. Who cares? But then we worked our way to Downtown Bori in the middle of the day. Very, very busy. Not as much as illuminating lights and stuff. Very beautiful signs everywhere. Got to see the Running Man, which I still don't understand the significance of, but I'm glad that I got to be a part of what was cool. Yeah, so we saw that billboard. We also saw the Don Quixote with the big mascot on the front. What else was there that like really stood out while we were there that night, at least?
Oh, just like the like light up billboards with the cats on them.
Oh yeah. I wish I threw that on there. It was there was another like LED billboard which like had like this like Shiba kind of like sticking his head out, and it looked like it was breaking through the billboard, which was very cool. Yeah, the LED billboards were very, very, very cool. I think we popped into one of those arcades again, lost another 5,000 yen trying to get a Charizard. Is what it is. Claw machines are a ripoff, so if you ever go, don't do it. Don't fall for their tricks. So after that, I went to bed. Did you go out that night? I don't remember.
I did go out that night.
That was that the first night?
That was the very first night. Yeah, that was the first night I met those Filipinos.
Oh, yeah. So Nick went out to, I mean, you can tell as much as you want, PG-13 style.
PG-13 style?
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, we had a long day traveling from Kyoto to Osaka. And then, obviously, Connor and I went out during the day and explored. And so I was like, I want to go out. I want to have some fun. I always hear this is kind of like the party city. And so I hop on Bumble. And I was telling Connor, like when I told him that I downloaded everything, I was like, dude, this is my Super Bowl. Asian woman everywhere.
Yeah.
This is my Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I got the unlimited swipes, and so I'm going crazy on it. And I end up matching with this Filipino girl. She was 32. And I told her, I was like, hey, I was trying to go out, didn't want to just kind of like pop in the club all by myself and stand in a corner. Like, are you guys going? Like, she was saying, like, her and her friends were going out. I was like, can I join you guys? She was like, yeah, absolutely. And so I eventually, they're like, okay, we're going to head out here in a little bit. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go pop into some local bar, pregame a little bit. But so I eventually meet up with them. There are these two, like, 5 foot tall Filipino girls. And so the one I matched with, it was weird at first because she wasn't talking to me a whole bunch, but her friend was talking to me, and I felt kind of guilty about that. But as the night went on and everything, I eventually found out that the friend that I was talking to more told her that she was more into me than the one I matched with, so she was like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. And so her and I were dancing, we're getting crunk in the club and everything. And then eventually they're like, oh, hey, some more of our friends are going to show up. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So 3 people show up, 2 lady boys and one girl.
Yeah.
and so that was an experience and everything. But anyways, so we feel guilty because I matched with this one girl and now she doesn't have a guy to dance with, and I'm looking around and it's a sausage fest in there. I'm like, we can find someone. So I look over, I see this tall white dude. I was like, hey, I like call him over and everything. I was like, do you like Filipinas? And in a very thick French accent, he goes, yes. And I was like, okay, she's gonna go talk to her friend real quick and see if she's into you. And eventually they kick it off and everything. But anyways, where I'm getting to is the French guy had a big group of his friends and everything. And so they start talking to their other friends, and no shame, not judging anyone, but I don't think they could tell that they were ladyboys. And like 20 minutes later, I look over and they're just smacking lips. And I'm like, all right, go you,
Yeah.
good for you guys, I guess. But then, anyways, it was so weird because the two Filipinos that I went out with initially, they start getting into a fight, and they're like childhood friends. Like they grew up in the Philippines together, moved to Osaka together to go to school and everything, and they're getting into it. And the one I matched with, she started walking away, and the one I'm talking to grabs her hair and yanks her back, and I was like, this is not good. And the French guy she was talking to like tried to like go up and like consult her and be like, hey, like trying to intervene and trying to help and everything. I just grabbed them. I pulled them back. I was like, we are not getting into this. This is not just self-preservation. This is our self-preservation. But anyways, night ends gracefully. I take her back to our Airbnb. Yeah, PG-13. But anyways, I wake up in the morning and she's not there, and I'm thinking like, oh great, I just got robbed.
Your kidney's gone.
Yeah. But no. So we got back to the B&B at like 5:30, 6 a.m. She sent me a text. She's like, hey, a little bit after you passed out, I had to get up and leave because I had class at 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
Which I was just like, what?
Crazy.
Ow. But yeah, that was a summary of that night.
Yeah, even someone in the chats, Beluski said, "I love how you were all having a holiday, and Nick was just going on different holiday in the evenings, just doing his own side quests." Well, there were times where like I was down to go out, and then there were times where it's like I took 30,000 steps, and I had already went out the night before, and I was like, I'm tired. And even me and Nick talked about it, where it's like a huge part of going out is obviously trying to dance with ladies, have fun, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, when I got the soon-to-be wife back home, it's like there's some incentive to like just go out and have fun, but then like somewhere I'm just like I don't really want to do that. You know what I mean? So it was cool that again it was just like if he was like I'm gonna go, I was like all right, have fun. I'm just gonna stick around. So, but yeah,
thrill of the hunt.
What?
Thrill of the hunt.
Thrill of the hunt. Yes. So, yes. While I have zero of that, but yeah, I'm glad he still got to go out and still go make some friends. So, very, very cool. So because of that, since you got home at 6, you slept until like what? 2 that day. So I woke up for a solo adventure. I was like, you know what? Everyone's still asleep. I want to get out. I want to go walk around. I want to go see some stuff. So I forgot the name of this shrine specifically, but this one's in Osaka. It's just gorgeous. Like, I mean, again, this thing's probably 40 feet tall. It looks like they're ancient. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like even what that creature would be, but it's just so sick. And it's like it's a type of one where it's like, again, it's like this is in the middle of a metropolitan area. So I'm walking through buildings. I pass by Lawson's and 7-Elevens, and I walk around a corner, and this is just plopped in the middle of it. It's crazy. So it wasn't really that big though, like the area, right? Like the shrine was huge, but like the area around it, maybe you could walk through it in about 5 minutes. Like, so it wasn't super quick, but after that I was like, you know what? All right. Like I saw this shrine, and the thing about that was different from Osaka compared to Kyoto was the fact that like a lot of the cool shrines that you'd want to go check out in Osaka were maybe like an hour and a half train ride away, which kind of sucked. Because like it was like, all right, well, we want to go to the Nara Deer Park or whatever. It's like, well, that's an hour and a half train ride away. Or, oh, I want to go to this one shrine that has like a bunch of like little cat dolls or whatever. It's like, well, it's an hour and a half train ride away. So it's like, do I really want to do a 3-hour train ride to go to something that may take 20 minutes? Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, I don't know about all that. So especially since I was like, if everyone else was down, I would have been like, yeah, but like by myself, I was like, I don't want to burn 3 hours of the day when everybody else might be doing something else in the area. So I decided that there was a few things I wanted to get for Katie while I was gone. And those are mainly Sunny Angels, if you guys are aware. I think she pulled some on stream before on the Smithskies. But here is another Pokemon Center that I got to hit and take a picture with the 3 legendary bird statues, which was very, very cool. I hit them all, got her. I think I came back with 13 or 14 blind boxes for her, which we had the night I came back, had like a little opening party and opened all of them. I think I brought a couple of them down. Yeah, some of them are like these little, here, I'll switch to the big screen. They're like these little cat figures that you stick on the back of a phone or something. I'm probably going to stick it on the back of my monitor right here, just so I can always have it looking at me. But this one is I'm trying to think of what it's like the fried shrimp cat. I have this one, but then this is the panko fried shrimp cat. So they're like, you literally like, you don't know which one you're going to get. It's like Pokemon cards. You pull them out. She really loves them. So I decided I'd get her a bunch of them. Came back with 14. All those snacks below are for Katie's parents, which is like, I just wanted to give them a little taste of the Japan. As you can see up in the top right hand corner, that's Wooper vacuum sealed. So he's absolutely squished down. My little Famicom game. I got myself a pack of Japanese Pokemon Uno cards. I thought that'd be fun to have. The 2 little gotcha balls I got, the one was the little Nintendo controller thing, and then the other one was the front of a Nissan GTR. And then I'm pretty sure my parents, they Snapchat me. They're watching the stream. This is their gift. I'm not going to, if they don't know what it is by now, I'm not going to say it and surprise it. So got them a little souvenir gift as well. But yeah, I actually effectively packed everything into like the smallest suitcase possible. So I will say, but I also didn't buy that much realistically compared to Charles and Becca that we went with. Ended up, they probably bought more, but by the time we left, each had 2 suitcases and a backpack. So just full of stuff. They showed up with one. Yeah, so they each bought one more to bring home, which, again, respect. Like, yeah, it's just like I'm not a huge trinket, plush, and stuffed animal, whatever type person, so I didn't get much. But I honestly spent the majority of my money, like gift-wise, on other people. Like, just because I was like, I want to bring back this experience somehow, some way to other people. I mean, outside of the tattoo, but so I did a little shopping, went to the mall, hit that up. This is one of the crazy experiences I had was we went and ate some baby squid sushi. That was one of the craziest experiences I had. I'm sad that Nick, that you missed that. Yeah. But it was definitely, it was honestly unplanned. It was one of those things where we just popped into a sushi spot and I saw that they had the baby squid and I was like, oh yeah, I got to try that. So went in, munched that down. As you can see on the far right, that's what the baby squid looked like. It was crazy. Like literally felt like you were biting into a water balloon. It was insane. Like just the texture of it, the taste. It was like fishy without like the fish scent in your mouth. It was wild, but the sushi itself was very good. I wish I probably should have pulled the videos that Becca took, but it was cool because they were literally like they have a tuna like this big, like huge, and they basically cut it right down the middle, and they were walking around the sushi spot like showing off. They were like, "We just got this," like, and I just sliced it open. So that was really interesting and unique experience. They had a fish tank in the back that I watched the dude just grab his hand into and rip a fish out and then make sushi out of it. It was crazy. So that was a very like authentic, unique experience. Yep, I knew my mom and dad were in here. My dad just said gag, barf, pass. It's definitely fair. Like it was. I don't think I would ever eat it again. I'm glad that I did though. I'm glad I had that experience. Just to say that I did, but. And it was honestly unintentional because I didn't expect it to be a baby squid. I just saw squid sushi and I figured it'd be like one of the tentacles or something. So I was like, all right, cool. But yeah, no, it was definitely a very unique experience. I'm glad I got to do that. It was sweet. So very interesting place here afterwards, though. I don't know why maybe it was a poor English translation, but we went to this place called Strawberry Fetish. Don't know who came up with that, but respect, I guess. But anyway, the reason why we did is because we went back to Downtown Bori again for eats, night cruise, and then going out to the club again. But the reason why we went to the Strawberry Fetish place specifically was because Becca and Charles told us about the 10 yen bread. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. It's online. It's kind of a trend thing where it's like literally probably about the size of, I don't know, a Frisbee, maybe a little smaller than a Frisbee. Probably like a disc golf disc, right? And on the outside of it is like a pancake batter material, if I had to say, right? Like, and
Yeah,
then-
it's like if you had a grilled cheese, but instead of bread, you had pancakes.
yeah, that's actually that was a great way to put it. Yeah, so it was like very like pancakey, soft, sweet material, and then on the inside is just this stretchy cheese, like where you grab it and you pull it apart, and like the cheese just stretches with it. It was really good. I didn't expect it to be so sweet. I thought it was gonna be more of a grilled cheese, and then the fact that the pancake batter was there, it was definitely definitely a delicious and unique experience. So. Do you have anything to say about that, or no? I think actually, let me see what other foods I put on there. I did not put what are those shrimp balls that we got?
Octopus, takoyaki.
Takoyaki. Yeah, that was your guys' idea. So I don't know if it was good, but I figured you'd want to talk on it.
Yeah, no. Essentially, just think of a hush puppy, but instead of using like cornmeal, you use rice flour.
Mm-hmm.
And you just fit a little piece of octopus on the inside.
Yeah, that was crazy. They tasted really good though. I mean,
they covered them in sauce, green onions.
Yeah,
it was good.
Oh yeah, that was really when we got it off like a street vendor. Like we just popped up and they had some on a grill and we got them. So more Don Tambori continued. As you can see, there's me in front of like the big neon light sign right behind me. Like if you see like where my mouse arrow is going like down, I would probably say about a mile. It's just literally different restaurants, nightclubs, shops, stuff like that, all down here. And if you took a left on this street, that's where that main canal was, where it had all the signs. As you can see on the right, that we decided to take like a little night cruise. It was only 20, 25 minutes or so, but that's where all the LED lights were shining and all like lit up for the night. And there's a picture right there of me drinking the super dry beer, the local beer to Japan. It was delicious. They just had them in like a cooler. Just paid some yen, picked one up. But yeah, just that beer is so good. Like I genuinely cannot get over how good and crisp and like refreshing it genuinely was. It reminded me of like, I don't know, like a Bud Light, like if it had more flavor and like less alcohol taste, but more crispness. Like it's hard to describe. It's very, very good. It is a good beer. But yeah, that was a picture that Nick took of me on the night cruise. So I think I look pretty good there. I'll move my face out of the way so you guys can see it. Ooh, camera. Yeah, so you guys can see me looking really cool. So yeah, that was a really good picture of me taken. So, yeah, night cruise was fun. It was funny because like we were tweaking it first because apparently on the website it said it would take upwards of 3 hours, but it only ended up taking 20 minutes. So by the end of it, we were joking and saying that was the longest 3 hours of my life. But yeah, that was a good time. It was fun just to see all the signs. It was very short, but it was still a very like enjoyable experience. Yeah, continued though. Again, this was the lit up sign. Yeah, this is the lit up sign. Yeah, here's the video of the night cruise. One, two, three. Future Singer said, "No joke. Nick's favorite beer of all time is Asahi. Is that how you say it?
Asahi.
Asahi. Thank you. Asahi Super Dry. Yeah, it's fair because it's so good. It tastes so good. It's so refreshing. Yeah, someone in the comments said, "Why to Pigu go home?" Well, hey, I'm home now. So, and this is a video of the club. The tunes are fire. Had all the lights playing.
On it at first.
I was hating because the music he was playing at first, he would play like 2 verses of a song and then switch it up, and then after that, like he actually started cooking super hard. So, yeah, we had fun at the nightclub. That was a good time. Yeah, we were at the nightclub, and then Nick. Yeah, no, I knew you said you were kidding. I knew. I was just the dude who said that said you're just kidding. I know. I was just messing with you too, but yeah, the nightclub was super fun. Like that was like because the one we went to the other night felt more of like a musty dive. But it was still technically a club. This was like a nightclub. Like they had 2 girls in lingerie up there dancing around, shaking. They had big screens, the lights going. They had the smoke machines. Like we were playing. They had bouncers in suits, like all this kinds of stuff. Like it was like a club. So, Yeah, we went there. Charles and Becca were together, and then Nick had another date that he met up with that was there. So I was standing in the back like a what do they call it? LBH, a loser back home. Those dudes, the dudes that go there that are like really fat, sweaty, and like just go out there and like, hey, you know what I mean? So I looked like that as I had 4 shoulder bags on me and a purse. Like I'm carrying everyone's bags, just like breaking it down as everyone's dancing with their dates. So I still had fun though. I still had a great time. It was a really good time. And it was cool because like that was the first time that I'd ever been to like a bar or a club where when you pay the cover, you got something out of it. Like you paid the cover and they gave you 3 drink tickets. And you were like, wow, I actually got something out of this instead of just being allowed my presence in the bar. So that was a cool experience. You want to talk about the date you had that night?
Yeah. So this woman, she was not Asian. She was Macedonian.
Sorry, I didn't mean to keep playing this.
No, you're good.
There we go.
But
Go
yeah,
ahead.
no, I kept showing them pictures from her Tinder, and they were like, dude, that is a fake account. You were getting your organs harvested yet again.
Yeah.
Prove them wrong yet again. No, I like the hotel she was staying at like wasn't too far away, and then also keep in mind, she might have been 12 years older than me, but
Yeah, she was 39.
38.
38. Sorry, my bad. but she was
no,
accomplished
Yeah.
and did not drink.
She did not. I found out she did not drink, which respect to her.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she was a model in her 20s. She owns a modeling agency. I thought she was very, very beautiful.
She was.
Still talking to her again.
Nice. Keeping the flame alive.
Yep. But yeah, no, that was a good time. We went and did a little karaoke after you guys went home. Only about like 30 minutes or so. And then walked her back and did my egg sandwich crawl.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, no. So on the walk back from her hotel to her Airbnb, I stopped at every convenience store I passed and got an egg sandwich.
Yeah. You got what, 5?
It was like around like 8.
And then you throw them on my bed and then you were gonna try to tell me in the morning that I was the one who went out and got them.
Yeah, I threw all the wrappers on Connor's bed and was gonna wake up in the morning and be like, "Oh, dude, it was so weird. Like, you woke up in the middle of the night, just put your shoes on and walked out, and then like 30 minutes later came back with all these egg sandwich wrappers."
Which is like in scope for stuff that I would do in my sleep. So that's why, like, if that actually would have played out the way I would have been like, oh, who let me do that? Like, you know, so, yeah, that 8 egg sandwiches in one walk is very impressive. I'll give you that. Yeah,
It was a 20-minute walk that ended up being an hour.
Yeah, that was do what you got to do. I don't blame you.
Exactly.
So. So the day before we actually went to an animal cafe. We had it scheduled for a specific time, but the only reason we went was because we wanted to see capybaras. And the time that we went, the capybara was out. He was they put him away for the night because I think he only gets so many hours, which I respect. But so we decided to reschedule for the next day. But right outside of the capybara place, we hit the viral. Do I sound like an influencer? Hit the viral. I guess we saw it online. But anyway, it's like a very like specific thing in Japan where they do like these very fluffy pancakes. Like, how would you describe the texture? I would say it was kind of like a fluff. Like that's kind of
I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah, it literally felt like fluff, but like just the slightest bit like more chewable. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if like look at this video right here. Like they just jiggled around. Yeah. They were just jiggling around. But I mean, it was made out of chocolate. This little shot glass was full of chocolate syrup. It had whipped cream, berries, and then these 3 sausages, which were some of the crispest, most like the shell on them were so good. So yeah, that was a very good breakfast. Had a little coffee. Nick had a matcha, as we do. Japan, you know what I'm saying? So, after we ate the fluffy pancakes, our 12 o'clock appointment hit, and it was the Capybara Cafe time, dude. Oh, my gosh. Look at this. She was so cute. She was maybe like the size of a husky. Like a large dog. And we got to feed them like little vegetables and stuff. Like that's what I'm doing right here. Is you just walk around and we feed her vegetables and stuff. And then it got to the point where we came back down because we went and pet the cats and the other dogs and stuff. And we came back down again before we left. And she walked up to us and Nick started petting her. And like, she like got down like real low with her feet on the ground and started like cooing. like she like was really into it.
It was like purring like a cat.
Was literally purring like a cat. And the lady who worked there came over and basically translated on her phone and said that like out of all the time that she had worked with that capybara, like she had never seen them be that comfortable with anybody. So while she had her down, like we all just got down and we're all scratching her back and she was cooing and purring, and it was a really awesome experience to be around the capybara like that. And their little webbed feet, my face is in the way here. Let me move it again. But yeah, you can see like the little webbed feet on the ground. Like she was so nice. And then I also put in the slideshow that she took a poop. So that was funny. Like she just standing in the water, just started pooping. So I had to take a picture of that because that had me laughing. So, yeah, no, that was a great experience. And I don't know if maybe I didn't, but I took a video of at the end before they left, they put cat treats on the window and wrote thank you and drew a capybara. And then once they were done, a little cat scampered up and started licking it off the window. Oh my gosh, it was great. It was so good. such a fun experience. So yeah, after that we went to the Osaka Museum of History because we were trying to learn about the Osaka Castle before we went to it. I think Zoe, if she's still in the chat, asked about this earlier. This was the toilet that was literally just a hole in the ground with porcelain. I did not use it. As I said, the entire time I was there, I was just pooping water. So I was afraid it would go everywhere except the hole. But I thought that was so interesting. I had to take a picture of it. That little handlebar there is just sort of for you to grab onto and squat down and poop in the ground. So I just thought that was so awesome and unique. But so outside of that though, yeah, so the museum was really cool. It did tell like a lot about the area. It showed like where some of like, like how like the fish, like, their markets and their economy started up, and talked about how, because we were right on the bay, the Osaka Bay, so like it talked about how like a lot of trading ships would come in. Am I missing anything else? I remember like it brought up like the 1920s and like how it evolved over time, stuff like that.
And then there were like 3 field trips.
Yeah, and they were all just running around speed running it. Like they didn't even like stop and look at one exhibit. They literally were just like walking through the different exhibits and didn't stop and look at one of them. So I was like, all right, that's fine. I guess I will. But
okay, Connor, I do got to get off, cook dinner.
Okay.
I will entertain a brief question and answer period though.
That is fair. Let's see if I can get to that part. Yeah, we'll just do questions so far. Just any last questions for Nick about his journey, his experience, about any of this. Yeah, drop him in the chat. Would love to see if you have any last things you'd like to ask him before he's got to head out. Play little tunes. I mean, we have talked about so much, so like, I feel like even just trying to remember any of it. See if anything pops up.
Yeah. Give it a couple minutes. I'll go cook dinner.
Costco Jomo asked, "Is Nick ruined now?"
Can he define ruined?
Yeah. What do you mean by ruined? That is a good question, though.
Yeah, gonna need a little clarity on that.
Yeah, a little elaboration.
Because it was the best trip of my life.
Yeah. I wonder if he means from all the drinking and the partying. Beluski asked, what's the thing that you already miss most about Japan?
Other than the woman, the food.
You say other than the woman, yeah. The food for sure. Yeah, no, that's definitely valid. The food is just so good.
Absolute post-holiday depression, absolutely.
Yes.
You can ask Connor all day today. I was sending him reels just about not leaving Japan.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Can you ever
there.
go anywhere else, or is Japan Part 2 definitely in the cards? So this is actually Japan Part 2 for me. I went last year with a couple buddies from the military, but there will absolutely be, for me, a Japan Part 3.
Oh yeah, hands down. Yeah, I wouldn't even mind like if like when we go back, like I wouldn't even mind just doing like a Kyoto, Osaka, like even like where
Yeah.
where did you go? The beach area.
Okinawa.
Okinawa, I wouldn't mind hitting that. I wouldn't even mind hitting like some of the smaller towns. Like, you know what I mean? I think
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Honestly.
Yeah. But yeah, a part 2 definitely in the cards for sure. For sure. Post holiday depression is definitely real. Yeah, Jomo said you were definitely giving ex-military vibes.
Was it the white man loving Asian woman?
So won't ask Nick as he's already moving back to be with his many beloveds, and then he asks, "Well, I'll be moving to Japan." I don't know. I think as cool as like I think it is, like, you know, I think there's a lot of rose-colored glasses about being there. I don't know what it would actually. I mean, my cousin, who's actually was in the chat, lived in Japan for 4 years, so I think she would actually be a good one to touch on living there, because I think visiting there and living there would be two very different things. You know what I mean? Because I think especially as someone who, you know, obviously is not native or local to the country, I think that makes the opportunities a lot harder than they could be. You know what I mean? Unless you're military, genuinely. Like, I think if I just went there as just like, you know, a fat chud white dude, like, I don't know how far I would get. Like, so I don't know. I think, you know, if YouTube was full time, I think that'd be sick, but unlikely. But yeah, I think after some time, I think for me especially, like, I think like I started missing family and friends a lot. So, yeah, I don't know. Possibly not, but possibly not. I don't know. I would. It's coin flip.
Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I would definitely visit it as many times as humanly possible. So,
Yeah, you can come visit me and my concubines.
sick. Well, I was about to say, my cousin popped in and said there's definitely pros and cons of living there. Yeah. No, I totally understand. Yeah, I definitely can see the pros and the cons. Pros, egg sandwiches. And that's probably about it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I definitely see that. But well, Nick, I won't hold you any longer.
Right.
Thanks for popping in, though.
Yep. Faux show.
Have a good rest of your night. And again, thank you so much for this experience. And we need to start planning the next one soon.
Absolutely. All right. See everyone later.
All right, dude. We'll catch you. Well, yeah, even you were saying go back to visit a billion times before the end of your life, but don't know if you could ever live there. I totally feel that. That's kind of how I was feeling too, where I was like, it's very cool, but you said Nick would if it was just him. Yeah, that's fair. And again, it's kind of what I was saying, where I feel like the military really makes it. Like, I feel like, I mean, he's out now, but still, like, again, it's like, I don't know, the only thing I know is arigato gozaimasu. That's all I know. I don't know how far that would get me. So I think I would have to either learn the language and become completely fluent to fit in, or, you know, find like a, you know, token American job. So, well, now that Nick's out of here, I'll speed run the rest of this. Yeah, Osaka Museum of History was super cool. Osaka Castle was very cool. I mean, again, just the architecture. I'm pretty sure like some sort of emperor lived there or something. We popped in, walked up there, got to take a look. I would not tour because, as you can see in the background with the fence, that was the line to get in just to look at it. And we had other stuff we wanted to do. So it was still very cool to see from the outside, walk around, visit in the hotel or visit in the museum and everything. So that was very cool. But then after that, we were starving. So we went and had okonomiyaki, which shout out Kimberly of the Cornfield. This was one of the recs that she hit me up about a couple different times. So I was like, you know what? I got to try it. So went out there. Basically, this thing is literally the size of a pizza. Like, it is enormous, and we did not understand that. So we ordered 2 of them. It had udon noodles in it. It had green onions. It had, I'm trying to think what else. I think it had pork, like bacon strips, basically, but not cooked like bacon, more just like thicker pork. It had the mayo sauce on top of it. I think we got like potatoes. We got vegetables. And they're literally like this big. They're enormous. So we got 2 of them and scarfed them down, and I was stuffed by the end of it. But again, like getting super full, and I think it was maybe $22 for each of them. Like, it was crazy. Like, super good, delicious. Yeah, that was one of the best foods. I think maybe the best food I had while I was there. It was because it's literally like a hibachi grill. It's an all-you-can-eat type thing. So very delicious. That was very good. Yeah, this is the Airbnb where you're at. Just rest the legs and feet before the big flight. The rest of the night, this is the night before I flew out. I just decided to rest, chill a little bit before I had a lot of traveling. Watching Japanese TV, watched a lot of Japanese baseball and a lot of their like kind of Western spaghetti type films, but in like Japanese. So a lot of samurai, like warlord type stuff. It was very interesting. Didn't understand a word of it. I will say one funny thing I did watch was I was watching this news program where they ranked the top 5 worst stories that happened that week. And the one that they ended up ranking number 1 as the worst story was somebody left a piece of garbage next to a trash can. I'm not even kidding. That was the worst thing that happened in Japan that week. I mean, outside of like the fires and stuff, but like that was obvious. But like they were doing other news stories. That was the worst one. They had a lawyer on and they said that she passed the bar exam before she graduated college. And she said that was the worst news story. So I think that's maybe a big pro because you watch literally any news story here ever and you are like, I live in a third world country. So, yeah, after that, woke up, bullet train back to Tokyo by Osaka. That was fun. It was literally 2.5 hours to stretch so many miles. It was insane. It goes by so fast. Saw Mount Fuji on the way back. That was super sick. Unfortunately, there was a dude sitting next to me. It was kind of in my way. It is what it is. But, you know, I still got to look at it. It was still super cool. But, yeah, bullet train back, I literally made this PowerPoint. So, and then I added a few things in after it. But things I learned in Osaka is obviously Downtown is very cool. I think that is like the spot. We stayed pretty close to it. It was about a 20-minute train ride away. Again, I wish I could have gone to all the shrines and stuff. So, yeah, all the shrines and stuff are very far away, unfortunately. Like, I really wanted to go to the Deer Park, really wanted to go to the shrines. Unfortunately, they were too far away. So next time, maybe I'll stay closer to one of them instead so I could actually check them out. The nightclub scene was very sick. That was like the first like real club I'd ever been in, and that was very cool. Good food, mastered the train system. I'm a local now at this point. I know how to get in and out with the Suica card, and I know all the lines, so I'm good. This was one thing. I was going to get my dad something car-related because my dad's a huge car guy. Could not find a single car-related thing anywhere. And this isn't just Osaka. This is anywhere. I was looking for something Honda, Toyota, like Kawasaki-related. Nothing. Not a zero. Like, it's crazy how you can walk around America and you can see that there's like a Harley shop. Like, there's as many Harley shops as there are McDonald's at this point. You'd think that there'd be one Kawasaki shop or something that I could have gone to, got him a little souvenir. Nothing. So, sorry, Dad, if you're watching that. I really tried. I'll say that. I really did try. But, yeah, as I said, the news is hilarious. They literally said that they were, in quotes, disobeying etiquette law and that the trash cans got banned, and that was the worst story of the week. So, crazy. Yeah, the squid's all right. So this was the flight home. This was a long day of travel, not comfy. I did 3 hour bullet train up to Tokyo Station, took an hour bus ride to the airport, got on a 13-hour long flight, stood in security for about around an hour and a half to 2 hours. Or I'd probably say about an hour and a half, because there was like, I don't know, 3 Customs and Border Patrol agents working, and they were doing nothing and yelling at us instead of actually doing their job. So very cool, very good use of allocation of resources. But yeah, they were like putting on like a posturing tough guy attitude, big puffy chest. I did not like that. So lock in, do better. The thing on the left was hilarious. The ANA flight talked about earlier, the food was amazing. The United flight on the way home, they said this was a chili pork wrap. It was 2 hot dogs inside of a thin tortilla with like ketchup. I'm not even kidding. It was ridiculous. But watched Star Wars, tried to sleep, maybe got like 2 hours of sleep in like little 10-minute increment naps. Did not work out super well. Yeah, this was me taking a poop after I got out of the line. The security line, I was taking a poop. I was excited that I actually made it to my flight and had time to poop. First solid the whole trip. Very cool. This was my last flight home from Newark to Chicago. It was just gorgeous out. There was nobody sitting next to me. It was a very empty flight, so I got to relax. I listened to Justin Bieber the whole time for some reason. I don't know. I was really out of it. But, yeah, and then eventually I made it to Indy, made it back to Indianapolis, and then I got to see the love of my life once again. She picked me up at the airport, so great trip. Shout out to Nick for real. He genuinely gave me the greatest experience of my life with little to no cost. Like, an opportunity of a lifetime, and I will be repaying him. So much deserved. So much fun. Great time. Amazing time. just want to go over the overall things that I did learn in Japan. I'm going to say it again. I have to become bilingual. Like, just, it's such a minority in the world to not be bilingual. It's just like, if everyone else in the world can do it, I think I should too. I think if anything, it'll expand my ability to talk to more people. I think it's important. Travel is just worth the expense, no matter the cost. I think anybody can justify it one way or another. I think you could say, oh, well, I can invest more, or I could do this, or I could do that. It's like, all those things will be gone when you're dead. Like, it's going to be so real. Like, I've learned from this trip that traveling is worth the cost. It does not matter. Like, those experiences that you will get will live on forever. So you have to go, you have to travel, you have to make the jump, you have to get your passport, you have to leave the country, whatever country you're in, and see the world for what the lenses that you have of what you think the world is. It's not. It's so different. It's so unique. It's so broad. It's so vast. It's so historic. It's just get out, go do it. Like, do it now. Like, you have to do it. There's no excuse. Just make it work. So good. On that note, though, the USA is low-key slacking super hard. We're low-key a third world country after seeing Japan. The problem is that, like, you know, Japan has the beautiful infrastructure, they have the futuristic technology, they have all the history, they have all these types of things, but the culture of, like, the silence and the shame sometimes I think goes a little too far, to the point where it's like, it seems like it's hard to make friends, it seems like it's hard to get out and be social, all those kinds of things. But then the United States, on the other hand, is like oiled up twerk-offs on the train and people blasting Fetty Wops while there's a dude doing the fent fold and they're fighting each other in the subway. We need somewhere right in the middle. You know what I mean? We need somewhere right in the middle. Like, I would love the infrastructure of Japan, but, like, without, like, you know, the crazy, like, literal zero shame that people have in America anymore. It's like, just be chill and be polite, but we could have the trains. You know what I mean? It's like, that's all we got to do. Just be calm. Anyway, insoles are key to traveling. I should have spent hundreds of dollars on custom shaped insoles, because with the amount, I literally took 25 to 30,000 steps a day. You have to get insoles. You have to, no matter what, because you're going to be walking around a lot, and by the end of it, your dogs are going to be barking. So one thing I learned, and again, I didn't plan the trip. I was more of just a side, kind of like a side character to this trip. But when I plan a next trip, halfway through, I want to plan a relaxation day. I want to put, like, a massage. I want to put some sort of, you know, experience that can involve sitting or something. Because, like, I feel like I could have used a day to recharge, and I went way too hard every day. And the way I explained it to Nick was, like, my gas tank started off like this, and then every day. And by the last day, it was like, we did Osaka Castle in the museum, and I was like, I'm tapped. Like, I was like, I'm tired. I can't walk anymore. So, yeah, I just think putting a relaxation day is important. For me, I learned that sightseeing and experiences is just much more important than shopping. You can shop anywhere. You can shop online. You can do any of these kinds of things. I think you cannot buy the experience of seeing Osaka Castle. Like, you cannot, well, I mean, you can. You buy the plane ticket. But, like, you know what I mean? I take that home in my memories. I take that home with photos. I take that home in the experience that I had, you know, outside of, like, a stuffed animal. And that's just me. And, you know, everybody's different, but that's just kind of what I learned. Sorry, Baba Booey, I see you popping in and saying, was stationed in Japan for 3 years and miss it more and more every day. Glad you got to explore the land of the rising sun. It was the greatest experience of my life. Amazing. Amazing. Shout out Frost JPEG. I see you as well. Back to the other overall things that I learned is that talking to normal looking strangers, that's a real big part of that. Normal looking as in, like, brush their teeth and their hair and have clean clothes on type thing. Your own age, it can teach you a lot, especially in a different country. Like, you just got to start talking to more people. They don't even have to be your own age. Like, I think just, like, getting out of your comfort zone, breaking that third wall and talking to somebody else that you would think you would have never talked to, you learn more from that than I think you could ever learn from any textbook, from any video, from anything that I will ever tell you. Talk to somebody else and you will learn more about the world than you would ever experience. So, doing things in a foreign country alone is exciting if it's a safe one, right? Like, Japan is very safe. It's very, you know, for the most part, it's very, like, you know, we almost slept with our doors unlocked every night because, I mean, Nick was going out and nothing ever happened. I'm not saying that applies to everybody, but, you know, I walked around, I had that experience of getting the tattoo and just, like, kind of, like, listening to music and figuring out where I wanted to eat, like, being the pilot of my own adventure. Like, it was amazing. So do it if you can. You know, obviously I would say travel with a group, but maybe if you can, if it's safe enough, try to make a day where you just go do something by yourself, because being the author of your own story is amazing. So, Very, very cool. I would say be a tacky tourist. Do all the touristy things. Don't let influencers tell you that it's cringe. It's touristy and it's exciting for a reason. It's because those are the types of things that are going to make the most everlasting memories, right? Like going to the Osaka castle, or like, there was that thing that we missed, but it was in Osaka of those dudes that make mochi. They like hit that. I wish I would have done that. Like, you know what I mean? I wish I would have seen the more touristy things, but the last thing that I said is just lock in. It's literally like being a baby and seeing the world for the first time. You you obviously have some context clues of how to walk and how to breathe and eat and poop and stuff. But like when it comes to traveling, when it comes to shopping, when it comes to exchanging currency, when it comes to the Suica card, when it comes to getting on trains, when it comes to any of that kind of stuff, it's all new. It's all fresh. It's all new experience. Lock in. Just lock in, dude. You can't get overwhelmed. You can't get overstimulated. You can't do any of those kinds of things. And if you do, and that's kind of how your personality is, that's okay. But all I'm saying is that just lock in for 12 days. And then after that, you can freak out. Like, but I'm just saying it's like the best way to go about it is just locking in. Like, so I don't know. Those are all the things I learned. Yeah, thank you so much for everybody who's popped by and watched Japan recap again. It was the greatest experience of my life. It really was. I couldn't have asked for a better trip. I couldn't ask for a better guy to trip with or go on a trip with. Nick is amazing. He's a great guy. Again, opportunity of a lifetime. Changed my perspective on the world, changed my perspective on people, changed my perspective on what I would like, on what I'd like to see in the world, all these kinds of things. Like, just the world is now 1,000 times bigger than I ever perceived it to be. It's the best. So I don't know, guys. Thank you so much for popping by. I know this was a long one. I'm just yapping, but I'm glad I got to do this. I'm glad I got to recap. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the recap, the tapping in. I will drop, if you want to rewatch the VOD will be posted, the video on demand for all my boomers out there. Respect. You can rewatch the whole stream if you want to rehear everything I talked about. Feel free. I'll also put the slides in there. See if you want to look at the pictures. I'll probably find a way to upload all the pictures somewhere. But yeah. Bluesky saying, love the recap. Makes me want to go even more. Thank you for sharing with us. Of course, my friend. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Steven said, it makes America seem boring. I will say America is not boring. There's a lot. Objectively, it doesn't make America seem boring because we live here, or if you, I'm assuming, I think you do. I don't remember, but either way, it's something we see every day. It's an experience like you get. You see the freeways, you see the McDonald's, you see all that kind of stuff. Whatever. There's still amazing parts of America. There's still that are worth checking out. I've seen the Grand Canyon. I've seen the ocean. It's all amazing. That's worth doing too. Getting on a plane and going somewhere else is worth it. So. A little rad sign to Baba Booey. Costco said that's huge. Congrats on the trip. Sorry you got dumped, but it sounds like he'll be okay. Yeah, I think he'll be okay. Yeah, he'll definitely be okay. So, yeah, guys, it's been a rad one. I want to give a shout out to all the gifted memberships and all the everything else before I head out. El Nombre re-signing for 3 months to be a Corn Dog member. Soren re-signing to be 3 months to be a Corn Dog member. Connor popping in with a $2 dono saying, what's up, boys? Carson re-signing to be a 1 month member. Let's go. $7 dono again from Carson. Saying, hope everyone's had a great week off the stream. Nice to see everyone back. Agreed. Owen de Wombat said, Wompter from Kirkerbing, of course. $5 for Cinco de Mayo. Miss the corn and the field. Much loved. Soren, he's taking a snooze right now. Connor said, Nick the man with a broken heart. Yes. Wes rejoined membership for 3 months. Said dope is dope. Connor gifted out a membership. Maddie popped in with a fart with reverb. You know what? Soren with the gifted membo. Soren again with the $2 dono. Waffle House with the $1 gifted. Bull Dockside with the 20 smackaroo donation. Crazy. Soren saying, yo, dropping this before I head to bed. Have a good night. Much love, Soren with the $10 dono. Been a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much. Even Rat Cycle saying, great stream. Definitely confirmed. Going to go to Japan. You have to. Change my world. Change my life, man. On that note, I am back. Streams are back. It'll be, next one, public one will be Thursday. Doing the member stream tomorrow as I've switched them up. What else? Working on the members only video. I'm going to do a studio tour. Finishing up video scripts. we're back. We're back in business. So thank you everybody for popping by. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Get your passport. Go to Japan. We'll see you.